too low. Nigga, I'm too strong. I'm gon' move on.
Swagger on diamonds just Sakasha trying to pick my brain and judge me like a book. I don't got many likes, but I got a lot of looks. My picture on the news, they trying to label me a crook. They say I do too much, I say I'm off the hook. They ask me where I've been, I say I just came from the hood. Smelling loud off this good, the whole day out in Jug. These niggas wanna go to war, man, I wish they would. Oakland like Baghdad in my neck of the woods.
Rest in peace, my nigga Lil E, man.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it cheap, always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me, no.
What's going on? What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section, man. What's going on? What's going down? What's going down? Yes, sir. Get this shit together, man. What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section, man. What's going on? What's going on? All right. So, man, we got a great show ahead, man. We got talking about American Gangster, man. I mean, what more do we want? What more could we ask for? We got a hell of a show planned today, man. Waiting for everybody to come through and tap in. And once we do that, we'll be good to go. OG, man. You know we in here, man. Come on now. You know that. What's up, Jalen? What's happening, man? What's going down? Yes, sir. Mark Nash, what's going on, baby? Let me put this link in the chat. Get it started. I ain't gonna talk too much about myself tonight. I ain't really got no rants to go on today. What's up with my guy, man? What's happening? His name is Terrence Keith, Top Killer. He'll be on the show tonight. You know what I'm saying, as well. Let me put the link in the chat. OG, you already know what time it is, man. We'll go ahead and get you in on here and things of that nature. Let me go ahead and put the link in the chat on Fred channel, so we get it going, man. He got Coach Cunningham over there, so you know how that is, you know. But our show must go on. You dig? For sure. We gotta get it cracking on our own sometimes. Sometimes, you know, we gotta get it started without Fred people. So, you know, and everybody else will come on, of course. You know how we do. What's going on, OG, man? Talk to me.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, listen. I'm gonna need a favor from you, big dog.
What's that, brother?
It's this car I'm trying to grab, right?
Okay.
And it's in the city close to LA.
Okay.
And we gotta figure something out.
When you trying to do it?
I'm ASAP. So I'm waiting for the dude to send me the pictures to the car. And if I can get it towed to your place of residence until I get back.
Yes, sir.
Until we get back from Atlanta, that'd be fantastic.
Yes, sir. No problem. We'll work that out. That ain't no big deal, brother. We're gonna work that out.
Yes, sir.
You just hit me and let me know before Thursday at 6:30 because I'm leaving at 6:30 Thursday. I gotta be at the airport at 4:30. You know how that go.
So if I'm able to do this car situation and get it to you and then figure out a way to get it to me, I can still go to Atlanta with no problems. But if I gotta go down there and drive down there to see and check, then I'm not able to go. So I'm trying to make sure I'm able to go.
Okay, cool. Just hit me up, man. We got tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday morning to work it out. That's 2.5 days.
For sure. Yeah, man. So I appreciate you, my brother. Now,
no problem, man. You know how we do it. Now I got to get on y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas be changing like the wind, man. Y'all niggas is just. I was watching that chat. I was sitting in the chat, man, off and on. I was doing some things around the house. I was just offering on the chat, man. Y'all just shitting on the Charlos, man. Y'all niggas changed like the wind. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Why is it y'all niggas?
All y'all niggas in that chat.
I ain't said nothing about the man. I ain't said nothing about the nigga, man.
No, you didn't, but all your partners did. All your partners just sitting there looking like, wow, these niggas.
Hey,
I put it in the chat. No. I put it in the chat. I said, y'all niggas changed like the wind. Y'all niggas, man. Woo.
Hey, the Charlos got us fucked up with that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why they keep lumping them both together, though. That's what I'm trying to understand. Jamal Charlo didn't say none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was Jamel Charlo. I don't know why they keep lumping them both together. You know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all niggas changed like the wind, man. Y'all niggas is cold, man.
Hey,
Those cold niggas, man.
Them niggas. Kyle Davis still watch the fight, still supporting the Indians. I'm upset about they stance. I mean, his stance.
Y'all niggas tripping. That shit's crazy.
So the fight with Joshua Boxing, man, they moved that shit back up again and shit. So my boy can't get lucky, man. He gonna get right though. He gonna get right soon and very, very, very soon.
Well, like I had said yesterday, right? I'm gonna ask you this question one more time. So, do we support all black fighters, or we only support the black fighters that we rock with, or we support the black fighters that don't say nothing that we don't agree with? Okay, which one is it, man? We gotta pick one, bro.
Can I keep it real with you, bro?
Yeah.
The only black fighter I don't support is Keith Thurman. You can't get me to root for a nigga like him. You know what I'm saying? So he's the only black fighter that I root against. I rooted for Pacquiao against that nigga. That's how much I don't like him. And
okay, well that's an honest answer. That's all I can ask for. What's up with you, Mark?
Peace. How y'all feel tonight?
Feel good, man. Feel good.
Let me cut my camera off too. Damn, Kyle.
No, I'm turning my back on, man. I had to.
Let me ducked off. I was
I had to clean it up real quick.
Yo, peace though, man. How y'all feel, man?
Man,
feel good, man. Brother. Feel good. I just wanted to know what fighters they rock with and which ones they don't, so I can get a clear understanding. Because one week you love the nigga, next week you hate the nigga. So
I still, we gotta figure that shit out. About, Kyle?
I'm talking about the Charlos. The way all of a sudden everybody's shitting on Charlos all of a sudden.
Listen, I'm upset with them niggas, but I still love them niggas. If that
I'm gonna say this, man. Look. Man. Look, ironically, y'all talking about this. Yo, I ain't one of those I seen you the screenshot type ass niggas, but I'll tell you a story. I give you a story time. Cool. But that's ironically, somebody hit me up today because they wanted to connect with me about doing an interview with somebody else. Shout out to you and that Jerron in this interview. Oh my God, if y'all haven't seen it, please watch it. Kyle, I'm gonna get up with you, man, and we need to talk about chopping up clips of that because you got a lot of dope sound bites.
I just chopped the clip up today.
All right, man. Yeah, man. If I can help you out with that and show you any kind of way to help you do that faster, let me know if you want me to chop up something for you. But you got a lot of dope shit in there. Boy, you got some hits in that motherfucker, boy.
Whatever.
What?
Nigga,
what?
Listen.
Oh, but look. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
ahead. I had to rewatch it, and I rewatched it today. I said, "Damn, man, I'm a bad motherfucker, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, man. Hey, listen. I got to say this, man. Hey, listen. I'm a bad motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. If you watch any of his interviews with anybody else, Brian Custer,
he real quiet, yeah.
Y'all ain't seen him.
He opened up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Like I told him, he said, shout out to the boxing session. I said, yo, I think this is the best interview you done had. You know what I'm saying?
It was. You're right. Yeah. I can't argue. But Mark Nash, let's hear that story, man. What you talking about?
Yeah. Drop that on us, man.
I lost my spot, man. I was just so enamored, man, by just like thinking back to the conversation that you had with Boots Ennis, bro. You asked amazing questions. You were candid. You started off very PG-13, very relaxed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but at some point, man, you just like, man, you got him to open up and talk more casual, like it just sounded like you and him, you know, like how Kanye had that bar. He said one time, he was like, I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me. And
Yeah.
that's how you had them talking, bro. It was like just polarizing. Like some people gonna like them, some people not gonna like them, but you got them to, you know, speak from the heart. Well, not say you got them like you control them. Like I don't mean that disrespectfully to him, but you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah, man, I was just super proud of you just to have that such a candid conversation.
So the thing about
yes, sir.
Me and Jerron Ennis, right? I met Jerron Ennis in 2020, like early 2020, like before COVID. My homeboy Steven Nelson, which I got an interview with, Steven Nelson. Shout out to my dog. He had a fight, and Carissa Shields had a fight that Friday. Her and then Jerron Ennis was on the undercard. So I met him at that fight, right? And what happened was, man, it just so happened that stars just aligned, stuff started like clicking like this because I had contacts to get to him as far as like asking for an interview, stuff like that. Like I could ask somebody to ask him to get me an interview with him, right? But I'm an organic type of guy. And I've hung out with Jerron Ennis like maybe 5-6 times, right? I've been with him like with my homie Sheem. I've been with him with my homeboy Joshua. I've been with him with different people. So the organicness, so it happened. So what happened is he's a part of the documentary that I did with my homeboy Josh. He also a part of the documentary that I did what I'm doing with my homeboy Sheem. So it kind of just mixes in together. And what happened was I had my homeboy Sheem last fight. I said, hey man, I gotta get you on the podcast because we have great conversation off wax. So that's why you heard me say, like, man, we finna talk like we normally talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I had flipped the switch. And then we just start talking like we normally talk. So the same stuff that I told him off wax is what I said to him on wax because I told him like from the gate, like he was like he wanted to be world champion this year. I said it ain't gonna happen. Y'all know I'm an honest. Y'all know I'm honest when it comes to certain things. Y'all know I'm an honest dude. So I said, look, that ain't gonna happen this year. You know what I'm saying? You can forget about that this year, but next year, oh, it's your time. Your time for sure. So next year, Jerron Ennis is gonna be a champion. He probably gonna be a 2-time champion, bro. He probably gonna get 2 belts. I mean, not 2-time champion, but a unified champion. I think. It's getting harder for them to run though. You see what I'm saying? It's getting harder and harder for them to run. So it's going. It's finna go. It's finna happen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Shelton.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I see that same thing too. You better fight him now, man. If you don't fight him now, by next year after, he gonna be too much for you. That dude's special, man. I like him a lot. If you gonna fight Boots, you better fight him now. It's your best chance to beat him.
I just want to add on to that and echo those points, my brother, because when I see the younger man, he's flashy, he's flamboyant with his interest with his entrance, right? With his garb, the clothes that he wear. He walk in there, he got the custom grill, he in that mother, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, y'all about to get a show. And he let all the talking go in the ring. When you see him on the interview, like, man, he's like, man, I'll probably see him at Applebee's beside me getting some nachos or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be like, yo, he got some nice veggie nachos, man. What are all those veggies up there? You be like, yeah, man, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm training for a fight, just out here with my folks. I'm like, hold up, are you Boots Ennis? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Good night. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just that chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's that type of dude. He's not extra out. He's not full of himself.
Yo, man, I think he's destined for greatness because once you see him in the ring, you'll pick him out of the crowd after that, because you'll be like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? And I think he got a big buzz around him. I think it's all real rap, no cap, and I think he's everything he said he was. And he's definitely has a name that should to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. My thing is, who's going to give him the chance? Who's going to give him that shot? Because I don't see. I think I've already heard Sean Porter on record saying he don't want the smoke. Respectfully, of course, but Danny Garcia is talking about moving up in division. I don't know where he's ranked at with the WBO with Crawford, but I think Virgil Ortiz might be ranked higher than him to be the first one to get that opportunity. So I'm like, we already know what's next for Spence. That's Pacquiao. They got a date. So I'm like, who has an open date? Who wants to fight with Boots Ennis? Who can but even still, who's a respectful name? Because some guys they might say they coming up from 140 and they was like, okay, they was too little. So Boots might not get credit for them. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of guys coming up from 140 right now. And I would love to see how these guys coming up to 140 match up when they meet Boots Ennis. Because we're talking about Ramirez and Josh Taylor. Okay, Josh Taylor's coming up, Ramiro's coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys from I think Regis is coming up. I want to see how these guys match up. Virgil Ortiz is right there. People are saying these guys gotta fight each other. I don't think they gotta fight each other, but I would love to see them fight each other. But I pass the mic if I'm ranting too long, my G.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened to Shelton. But
yeah, I was just trying to. Yeah, I was sharing the link and everything, man. I need to keep sharing it though, but keep cooking.
No, this is the thing, man. I'm tired of waiting until the absolute last minute for these niggas to fight, dude. That shit's over with, bro. Don King is not around. Salute to my boy DJ, man. I just hopped in this joint, man. You know how we get down. I see y'all this weekend, brother. We gonna have a hell of a time, and that's a fact, Max. But yeah, I just don't like that, man. Don King is, man. Listen, Coach Kevin Cunningham was just on Fred's show today, man, and he said something very, very profound. He said Don King went to these cities and pushed a hard line, and shit like that. So that was an amazing thing. So that was good in my opinion. DJ, man, it's going down, brother. I ain't gonna lie. If the whole co-op can get together, man, and kick back, Coach Kevin Cunningham, so I can hit him up, man, whenever. So we gonna listen, man. I need Erickson Lubin to do what I know he's gonna do. I like
you gonna be here in Atlanta this weekend, Kyle?
Come on, man. It's a pig pork, it's elephant heavy, it's water wet. It's
okay, I just want to put on, bro. We got to get together after the show. I need to know when your flight touchdown.
I don't know none of that yet.
All right, man. Hey, look, we're gonna get together offline. Holla at me, bro, because I'm gonna meet you at the airport.
We're talking now. So I ride.
I'm gonna meet you at the airport with a wreath over your head, like
man.
King of Zamonta. I'm gonna put a crown on you.
For the airline, man. So my was for the airline. So I just be getting standby tickets. So
we'll talk later. You know, I know how to reach you.
Yeah.
But my G, I'm super excited about this weekend, man. Is that what we on right now?
Come on, we can talk about it. We're gonna talk about that until Pugilist and Lil Frank come and Frank Jr. come through.
All right. Well, in the meantime, in between time, man, I heard somebody say something great. Look, odds and fight odds are nothing but what people's fight perception are. Who are betting money, right? Look, man, we had Hasim Rotman on today.
You listen to Bob Arum, huh?
No, we had Hasim. Look, you heard what I just said? We had Hasim Rotman on today, and Rap Star asked him, he said, yo, how do you feel about the odds when you face Lennox Lewis? And he was like, yo, I don't care about what the odds were. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. And then he kind of pressed him on it several times. And then and he just kept saying, like, look, yeah, I know what people said. Yeah, I hear it, but I don't listen to it. I know what I can do. I believe in myself. And that's why I was able to do what I did when I did what I did. I'm paraphrasing. But watch the interview. It was super dope. But Hasim Rotman, man, he said it best, like, yo, odds are what y'all think of me. It ain't what I know what I can do. And I just believe Mario Barrios and Tank Davis is not gonna be a walkthrough and a coronation party for Tank Davis. It's not a coronation to the 140 division. This is gonna be a fight, man. in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. He could walk in there and just like, yo, look, I've been telling y'all, man, I'm a big boy. I'm just short. And just go in there, bang, 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 do what he do. Because we've all heard the war stories of him with Brian Norman Jr. And I believe Brian Norman Jr. campaigned sometimes in between 140 and 147. They've had some spar wars here in Atlanta that have been legendary. We heard
too many damn rounds, though.
I'm sorry?
Too many rounds. Way too many rounds.
What you talking about in those sparring wars?
You did like 21 rounds, bro. That's insane, bro.
Hey, look, I'm just telling the story. I'm just painting the picture. Yeah. Hey, look, we call this buying time in the media game. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, and I'm telling the story, and I'm painting the picture. These things happen, my brother. Tank Davis has done rounds with bigger dudes, and I have been in Brian Norman Jr. training camps when he did that fight on Showtime. And for some reason, it went from being a televised card to a not televised card. I don't know why, but I was there, and you can check the channel out. Man, the boy trains. I'm sorry, the man trains like a monster. Like, it's amazing. Like, and he was just in there just beasting, doing what he did. Look, my drone shot. I was trying to get a drone shot. I almost hit him, but when he does like this, I just put a little effect on it to make it look like it was supposed to be there. But shit, I almost hit him in the face with the drone. You know, I would have had to run out of there. Shit. But like I said, man, these guys train with bigger dudes all the time. And if you know Brian Norman Jr., he a beast, yo. He a fucking monster.
Do you see who right now?
I just said that to say that's who Tank was working with even before we even knew he was going to move up to 140 and fight Mario Barrios. Like, he's been putting in the work, bro. So I won't be surprised if he go in there and do what he's supposed to do. But this ain't gonna be nothing easy. And since they're both undefeated, if I think Mario Barrios, though, on the other hand, is capable of catching Tank with a slick shot that he don't see and get a flash knockdown.
But he's too sloppy, man. That's the one thing about Mario. That's the only knock I have on Mario Barrios is sometimes he gets a little too sloppy. I mean, he got to be perfect, bro. You know what I'm saying? He fight Deontay Wilder for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was. Perfect. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But look. This is when you gonna be perfect. This is the Mayweather of his division. This is all the chips and marbles, pay-per-view, bright lights, big star. Man, this is everything, man. This is for your family.
But
do it for your family. Like, this is the movie.
Kyle, they're trying to do the Tank, though.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, hold on, Shelton, stop, man.
Shelton Moore, before you say that, Shelton Moore, before you say that, all I want to say is this. If ever he's gonna be the best he gonna be, tonight is gonna be the night. And if ever Tank can feel any kind of comfort, tonight could be the night. And here's why. It's 140. It's not like he's got to shrink down to 130 or 135. He might be a little, he might be too comfortable just saying, man, I can eat an extra burger tonight. I still made the weight. I did it. Like, he might take his foot. It's possible that those silk sheets might be a little too comfortable. And Mario Barrios gonna have a crowd in there. This is Atlanta. We have a lot of Migos in this motherfucker, bro. The black folks gonna be there for him, but the Migos gonna be in the building too, man. So shout out to them. But with that, I digress.
But you see what they're trying to do to Tank, right? They trying to do that same shit they be doing to Deontay Wilder, where they're trying to make it seem like he don't be winning these rounds. They're trying to make it seem like Liddell Santa Cruz is beating him every round or some shit, bro, before the knockout. But I just don't like that shit, man.
Kyle,
I ain't never heard
you
that,
can
bro.
try to clean it up.
I ain't never heard that.
I'm sorry. You can try to clean it up any way you want to. That nigga getting stopped, man.
Just have my money in all ones. Matter of fact,
hold on. Who getting stopped? Who getting stopped?
He on that bullshit.
It's
hold
going to sleep.
on. Who getting stopped?
He said.
You said, oh shit. Hold on, Shelter Moore. You telling me Mario Barrios is about to come here to the Peach State where Tank Davis stopped Gamboa in the 12th round in his first pay-per-view ever. And
he been hanging out with JFL. So
that wasn't his first pay-per-view. Correction. Leo was his first pay-per-view. This was his first big headline show where he had to sell the fucking tickets by himself here in Atlanta, because this ain't no place where boxing was.
He always selling tickets by himself.
Man, no. He's been on the bill under Floyd. Let's be clear. Respectfully.
No. I'm saying
he's been under TBE umbrella for a minute.
I'm saying when he headlining the fight, nigga, he's selling it by himself, bro.
Hold on. Matter of fact, I ain't got to do that. I ain't because I don't want to seem like I'm against the brother. So I ain't gonna
check it out.
I ain't gonna give you no boxing trivia
Thursday
right now.
At 6:30. I will be in Atlanta for this fight.
Thursday, 6:30. What round, Shelter? Because we got to take a clip.
Anywhere between 9 and 11, between round 9 and 9 or round 11, Tank gets stopped.
I can't wait to get this money from you. And I'm gonna say thanks for the donation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Shelton, you got AAA?
He want insurance on his money.
No. What you say?
We're talking about something different.
Oh, AAA? No,
Yeah.
My daughter got it though. We'll work it out.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna need you, man. I'm gonna need you, man. Because I would have to make a decision, and the decision I got to make, man, it's got to be that decision. You know what I'm saying? It's a C3, man. I gotta send that thing to Arizona, man. You know what I mean? But I gotta get it sent up here and get it checked out, looked at, so I can see what needs to be done. But he got to send me them pictures, man, before I do anything. You know what I'm saying? I need to see them pictures. I need to see what I'm working with, if it's even worth doing. Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Man, I was trying to. I want to highlight Hasim Rockman so bad today, man. But y'all didn't.
Oh man, he coming back, bro. You came on, but we only had like a limited time with him.
No. You didn't send me the link in my DMs though, like you supposed to.
No, that was for a different interview that we was talking about. You was talking to me about the other interview that I posted.
Which one was that?
You forgot already.
Oh, Buddy McGirt, huh?
Yes, sir. See?
Okay.
See how soon?
Right. I got
Hey, what happened with Buddy, man?
We had the date. No. We had the dates wrong because they're supposed to be on Mondays, and we just sent the wrong date to the publicist. So
hey, but look, The Rock worked out fine, bro.
Absolutely. The Rock is The Rock.
Yeah,
and he and Troy have like a personal relationship, and that's dope. And that's how we were able to facilitate that. Shout out to Troy Graham. He was able to facilitate that, and that's why he'll be back. And he was like, "Yo, I like what y'all doing, but don't ever confuse me with Riddick Bowe again. That was crazy."
Yeah, Major keep tripping with that.
That's my brother. That's my brother, bro. He said he took a nap. It's cool, but Hasim Rahman won't hearing it. He was like, "Yo." He's like, oh, so now he said something, man. It was a quick.
He said, next question. You forfeited your question by fucking up.
Yeah. But then he sung a song. Oh, he said, name you Milli Vanilli. He said, you want to blame it on? He was like, blame it on the rain. Because my man was like, yo, I took a nap. You know what I'm saying? I work 2 jobs. I got 9 kids. He was like, so name you Milli Vanilli with it. You want to blame it on the rain? I was like, yo, The Rock is slick, yo. He's still sharp, yo. He's still sharp. Heavyweight champion, man.
You asked about his son?
Oh, absolutely, man. We look. That's what I need to be doing right now. I need to be chopping that up. I'm gonna hang out in the background because I got some clips from that. You know, he's talking about he and his son wants to face Holyfield and Holyfield's son, because Holyfield's son is at 154. he got a son at 154. He said, let's do it. He was talking about how he he was talking about all three of his sons that box. But he said,
you talking about Evan Holyfield at 154.
Man, he's talking about all his sons, Sharif, Junior, and Evan. You know what I'm saying? But he was, man, it's a beautiful interview. Man, he has a great spirit, man. I love the guy, man. I can't wait to talk to him again. And he said, man, I'll come back. Man, and man, we want to bring him back sooner than later, man. And also Stitch Duran wants to come back. He said, man, let's do it again sooner than later. So if you want to, Kyle, I'll set up somewhere I can get Stitch Duran over here. If you want.
That'd be perfect because I met him.
Or I can try to, you know what I'm saying? See, but I can use what I got because he loved your boy. If you watch the interview, he's like, man, that's the best intro I ever had in my life. Send me a clip of that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually sent it to him, but I'm actually gonna re-record it, like, and make it sound a certain way, you know, in the studio, and then I'm gonna send him that one too. But man, he's super dope.
I met him in Jersey last year, right? I met him in Jersey, and I helped him get into the locker room because they didn't know who they act like they know who he was. I'm like, no, you want to go this way, you know what I'm saying? Because I was with my boy Steven Nelson, so I got to talk to him for a second, but I didn't get to talk to him too long. We just talked for maybe 3 minutes because he had to go, you know, do his thing. But yeah, I met him out in Jersey though, so hopefully he remember that. You know. Yeah, man, it's a blessing, man. I'm about to start really doing these interviews on Sundays again. So I'm gonna start really pushing the issue. I'm about to get Bozy Ennis on here.
Hey, Shelton, mute that for me, bro. I'm sorry. Mute it for me, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Hey, you got
your mic. There we go.
Too fucking sensitive.
No, bro. Like, bro, that's loud as fuck, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, we trying to have a high quality show. Just mute it, Kyle. Please, please mute it. Please. We trying to have a high quality show over here, man.
Hey,
that's it, man.
I'm working on that Cool Boy interview right now. I gotta maneuver some shit around, so I'm trying to get him on there.
Say that again. Who interview?
Cool Boy Steph. I'm working on that. I'm working on that right now.
Look, man, if I can help you in any way, man, you got my email. Plus, you know, you can just hit me on the IG and just hit the call button. I'll pick up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I got something for you.
Most likely he gonna be at that tank fight. And if he hit that tank fight, if I run into him at the tank fight.
What are you coming to the weigh-in?
He picking me up at the airport, right, Mark?
Who?
You.
Man, look, man. Man. I told you to call me. You need to call me, Mr. Shelton.
I'm gonna call you when I get there. I'm gonna get there like
no. I need to talk to you. No, don't call me when you get here, man. I'm busy. I got a life too. I need to talk to you before then. We need to correlate that. Look, you can't just say, "Hey, I'm here." Pull up,
okay.
Nigga. Like, yeah, I need to talk to you tonight.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? Cause look, I want to make some plans, yo. Cause man, damn, man, we live and everything, but my G, like,
you chopping it up, man. This ain't
all right. Well, look. I want us to roll up to the weigh-in together. You know what I'm saying? And after the weigh-in, we can chop it up together. Cause as long as you got your mask, man, we can pull up at the weigh-in. Cause I was at the last weigh-in for the Gamboa fight, chopping it up with folks, and that I didn't have no channel then, but that's when everybody who knew me was like, nigga, you need to be doing this shit. You out there, you know these folks. I didn't know who he was, bro. I was taking pictures with everybody. I was asking questions, but it was all like on some cell phone shit. And they was like, bro, you need to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just started getting out there and start working with brothers out there, making intros for people, logos.
Yeah, that's a great idea,
get my bars off. And hell yeah. But I was like, yo, I've been to a weigh-in before. And that shit was dope. But what I learned some things, and I learned how to get my hustle off. So if they're gonna let me come this time, from what I learned last time, bro, I'm gonna have me a backpack with my backpack gonna be a cooler, and I'm gonna have some bottles of water because it's at the Tabernacle, but the bar was closed, so you can't get no drinks, you can't buy a bottle of water, nothing. This shit is just a space.
I'll be right back, fellas. Hold on a second.
Yeah, that's how that shit was last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Kuba on here, man. I interviewed him before though. I interviewed him before.
Hey, look, hey, Kyle, real talk. This, bro, don't judge me if y'all see your boy Mark Nash at the weigh-in hustling bottles of water. I'm gonna get my hustle on, man. If not, I'm gonna bring some of the youngest from the block. I'm gonna tell them, look, ride with me over there, get your shit off, because it ain't gonna be no water nowhere. This shit like a battle rap event. Sometimes, bro, these weigh-ins be crucial. Like, cause the venue is open for the space, but it ain't open where you can just like be in there and like go buy a drink and all that. Sometimes
I'm about to you know where I'm finna go.
If they do, I'll be surprised.
You damn right. You damn right. We linking up before the fight. I'm gonna try to leave Thursday. I'm gonna try to leave Thursday, bro. That's what I want to do. I want to leave Thursday, man. To be honest with you, man.
Bro, I'm right here in the city. Like, that's why I be telling people, like, yeah, tell me when you coming in. Like, I was teasing Shelton.
I'll be there.
I literally are 5 minutes from the airport, bro. I'm in the city, bro.
You heard me? I'll be back in August 14th. I'm back.
Man, let's look up. Hey, look, Discombobulating Jones is hosting an event here in Atlanta, man. And if anybody knows anybody who's connected with sponsors and want to do anything about sponsoring events, get up with me so I can connect you with him. I get nothing from it. I don't want nothing from it. I just want to get his email to your email, or anybody you know who does anything with promotions and want to be a part of this event. I believe Brian Norman Jr. is on the card. It's a lot. I believe one of the Rodman brothers are on the card. But so anybody out there who my email is marknash27, marknash27, and I just wanted to put that out there, Kyle, because I believe that'll help you out in your channel, and also we can get Discombobulating Jones over here and to talk to you and do an interview with you and your audience. That's a phone call away, man, if you want to do it. And just let me know, and we can set that up this week or next week, preferably this week. You know what I'm saying? Because we can definitely get some of the people who are going to be on the card and involved on, because he is the ring announcer for that card.
Where is this at?
The card is going to be, I believe it's here in Atlanta at the Georgia Convention Center.
You know what I'm saying? When?
I gotta go back and check the text message for the date.
Hey, listen.
It is this summer though. It's like June or July. It's late. I'm sorry. I don't know the date.
Listen, nigga. If it's August 14th, I'm gonna be back in Atlanta August 14th. My boy Sheem is fighting. He's fighting in Atlanta.
Who are he fighting? Because that might be the card, bro. It's this summer. It's like it's a nice card. It's televised, but it's not like a lot of people are sleeping on the card. But it's a decent card. I know Brian Norman's on it. I know one of the Rodman brothers are on it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Junior. Yeah, I think I've seen Rodman Jr. is on that card. But I can plug you up with Discombobulating Jones. Like I said, man, he's the first black ring announcer, man, televised in America. Man, he has a hell of a story. Major Key Boxing had him on, and we had a great conversation with him. But we still didn't get everything off with him because it was such a loaded panel. But he's definitely down to come back, and we'll definitely set that up with you, man, as soon as possible, man.
Yeah, I can't even find. I'll find it and I'll let you know. I'm gonna holler at Real. I'm supposed to probably have. I'll probably have Real on this week. And then I'll probably have Real on and his son on this week. So you feel me? I'm gonna hit them and call them and get it worked out. But yeah, man, this weekend's going to be crazy, man.
Man, but I'm sorry, man, that you wasn't able to get on the show today, man. That's what I want to say.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Everything happens in due time, man. You know what I mean? Everything happens in due season. You feel me? And, that's just how it's going.
You going to chop it up with me and Anthony Darrell tomorrow? You want to do that, though? Make up for it?
I don't know how I feel about them niggas, man. But
you don't like Anthony Darrell?
Now, I know who the nigga is, man. But
I said you don't like Anthony Darrell? 2-time champ.
He kind of hurt my feelings with that Deontay Wilder shit, man. But we're gonna hop on. I'm hop on tomorrow though.
What you mean he hurt your feelings?
The whole Deontay Wilder shit, man. I wasn't feeling that shit, man.
Speak on it. What you mean?
I mean, like the whole situation that happened.
About them telling.
We got a troll, man. We got a troll, man. We got a troll up here, Sean.
Hey, look, man, that ain't a troll. He might just be like, nigga, quit being weak. Say what you mean. And you know what I'm saying? He might be right. It's all right. He might be wrong. What you mean? Just speak.
No, clearly. The whole situation.
Because you know I'm gonna talk to him. I'm about to talk to him tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna hear what you say and I'm gonna bring it to him.
Yeah,
you know
I'm just saying the whole
shout out to the big homie Fred, the barbershop. That's how we do it, right? Man. Shout out to Tank, the Sweet Signs Examiner. Boy, man, they took me to church today over an old clip, man. But I love y'all. And oh man, it was beautiful, man. Oh man, just being too loose with the mouth sometimes, and the OG give you a check, and then you gotta realize it's an OG. This an OG checking you like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have said that. And look, and you so real that you will say it hundreds of miles away. I'm in Atlanta here in California, and you still know he right, and you still gotta say, you're right, and I'm wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Damn, they're gonna kill me in the comments. I shouldn't have said that. And then you keep it moving. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
don't double down, you don't triple down, you don't be like, fuck you, nigga. This is my show, nigga. I say what I want. It's my show. No. That's not how life works, brother.
Yeah, that's that weirdo shit. You right, brother.
You slipped up, you had a slight of the tongue, somebody caught you on it, helping you out. Cause this shit lives forever, as he showed me. So man, I love him for that. And then man, he left me such a man, that shit, if it won't so long, I will put it as a tattoo. The nigga wrote me like a 40-page paragraph.
He's not a troll. My bad. My apologies, son. I thought
let me hit DJ. Let me hit DJ.
Hey, look, like I said, man, everybody ain't no troll.
All right, but this is what I'm saying about the whole shit. When the whole Deontay Wilder shit happened, he came on Fred channel, and I just didn't agree with a lot of shit that he said on Fred channel. I can't remember the shit verbatim, but that's what I'm saying.
Who is this?
Anthony Darrell. But I still like him. I just, you know what I mean? I was just a little upset with him. You know, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, man. Hey, who made up this fanboy?
I'm still a fan of both of them. Yeah. Man, I love Anthony Darrell. I love his brother. I love their story.
The word fanboy.
But Kyle, here's the thing: you can be a fan of Deontay Wilder. There's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta also be able to call him out on his bullshit when he's tripping.
Well, that's something else, though. Those are two different things, and that has nothing to do with Anthony Darrell. Like I'm just saying, but yeah, I haven't had the full sit down with him.
I mean, he did tell Mark Breeden to throw the towel in.
I heard the brother Andre say that was me. He said I did.
They both said it.
Well, we're gonna find out tomorrow.
I mean,
but here's the thing, though.
But that is.
Did you hear what Cunningham said tonight?
No. What I missed, bro?
Cunningham said tonight, if I'm working with any fighter, I don't give a goddamn who he is or how much money he makes.
That part.
If he ain't gonna let me do my job, then I ain't fucking with him. And that's what Mark Breeden should have did. Should have walked away. Once you stop listening to me, and I'm the head trainer, I can't fuck with you no more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I love Coach Cunningham, man. I can't wait to catch up and kick it with him and build a relationship with him because I'm going to Tampa, Florida, bro, and I'm going to work, nigga. So I'm listen. After I get this Corvette OG,
yeah,
I'm gonna get it fixed up, right? So 6 months. So for 6 months. I'm gonna be driving it, you know what I'm saying, my daily driver and stuff like that, you know, driving it, and then stacking money to get my van. See, once I start stacking up money to get that van. What's up, J.A. Dixon?
That's my guy right
there.
Yo, he should have walked away. That's my guy right there.
He should have walked away. You're right, J.A. Dixon. Yeah. But look, DJ, DJ,
hold on. Who should have walked away?
That's why I don't put it past Nick. You know when they say, "Oh man, that was his fighter," this or that. That's why I don't put it past him. And people be like, "Dog." I tell niggas all the time. I had a conversation with H Money. Was that this morning? Matter of fact, that was this morning, right? Shep was on. That was this morning, right?
Yeah, I went to bed, but I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you was on the show.
I missed it. I missed it. Talk to me. Enlighten me. What I missed.
Okay, so I told these niggas a story about how a nigga stole these shoes from me, but I couldn't prove that he stole the shoes from me, but I know he stole the shoes from me. You know what I'm saying? They said this because you don't have proof for something that they say because you don't have proof, so it didn't happen. And I'm saying just because you don't have proof doesn't mean it didn't happen. Also, this one time, right? This nigga named Bobby, right? We grew up with. Nigga he was a thief, and we later found out he was a dope fiend. But what happened was, nigga, he wanted them niggas that he wanted them niggas that he stole some shit and tried to help you find it. Motherfucker stole niggas, and tried to help me find it.
Yeah, that's how niggas now.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how niggas now.
Oh, please, can I tell a story? I got two stories. One, please let me get a story off. Yo, I remember working a job one time, and the lady who hired me, right? She this is a while ago. And she was selling me like one of those Verizon phones where you can push the screen up like this and you can like watch TV on it and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a big deal. Like it was the first versions of smartphones. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was like, this is dope. It's like a BlackBerry with a, it was what we know now.
The sidekick.
Similar, but yeah, it's what we know now to be a sidekick. But it was first evolution smartphones. But what I found out was she had stole this phone from one of her friends. Now she don't consider it stealing phone because she was like, she always losing shit. She too forgetful. So I'm just teaching her a lesson.
That's crazy.
And she sold me the phone, but I didn't know that when she sold it to me until until I was trying to go get the phone turned on, and it was like, this phone
ain't your phone, no?
You know what I'm saying? And this
ain't your phone, nigga.
So I had to give her the phone back, and she had to give me my money back. And I don't know how that worked out with her making that phone appear or disappear, but I know I never heard nothing about it no more. But I was like, that's crazy.
And her partner really probably didn't know she took that shit too.
Hey, let me holler at
but look, I can
holler at DJ right quick. DJ, we gonna link up, man. Get your ass on the panel so I can put my number in the private chat and you can get it.
I can send it to her. I can send it to her.
Send DJ my number. DJ, Kyle, send it to you. Send DJ my number.
We going to the weigh-in? Are we gonna roll in deep, nigga? We rolling in deep to the weigh-in.
DJ won't be there till Saturday. I don't think Santos will be there till Saturday.
Bro, we need to roll. Kyle, we need to roll in deep to the weigh-in.
He was in charge of giving. He was the one in charge of giving Deontay Wilder the water. Deuce, what's up, big dog?
Let's go, nigga. We in there. I know I'm gonna be there. My brother and my brother-in-law gonna be with me. So
okay,
but
I'm gonna be there Friday. I don't know who else coming on Friday.
And I think my brother-in-law's father.
Let the new nigga to the panel say something. Deuce, what's up, man?
The Clippers. Don't say something about the Clippers, man.
Oh, I want to say something about the Clippers, man. Oh, we got our ass whooped. We lost by 4. We got our ass whooped. Damn.
Nah, that's a good scrap.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that they made it, bro. They had never made it to the conference finals. That's the accomplishment right there.
Hey, you never do it until you do it, man. That's what we live by, man. We don't live by the past.
They still ain't shit.
Nah. We ain't gonna do that, Kyle. Let that man get his bars off. Let the man talk. He just came to the pen. And then what you told me?
Hold on, nigga.
Hey, look, Kyle, I'm doing you how you do me on my show. You do me like that on my show, nigga. I had to get you back. I'm sorry.
Let the nigga talk, Kyle. Let the nigga talk.
Hold on. Listen, niggas. Deuce, get your bars off. We got Frank Lucas Jr. in the building, so we're gonna talk about American Gangster after you drop these jewels.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I ain't trying to No, I ain't trying to slow that down. I'm trying to hop on and talk my Clippers shit. You know what I mean? We right back at it. We still gonna thug it out. You know what I mean? I'm real energized and impressed by the way we swung with that. Book was out there doing his thing, man. We gonna have to put a little leash on him. You know what I mean? But he a little bit different than the other two guys we face. He can really score. So we gotta really figure out what's gonna happen with Book. But we got this shit, man. I thought we was gonna sweep him, but we'll get it in 5.
I don't know about that. We're gonna see though. You gotta slow Book down first. Is CP coming back?
It don't matter, bro. We got people for CP, bro. Patrick Beverly will hold him down.
Come on, man. Come on.
Man, you see what Patrick Beverly just did to Donovan Mitchell? You see what he did?
Stop it. Stop it. Please stop. See, Deuce, you see Deuce? Eli Zachary Suti, my brother. Listen.
Eli, what up?
Hey, listen, Deuce. Now, I'm not gonna do this with you today.
Hey, look, let's do that for another day, man. We got a very special guest here tonight, man. That shit lasts a lot of games.
Hold on,
That's
man.
a lot of games going on, man.
I don't want to have to mute your mic, my nigga.
Oh shit.
I love you. I don't want to get swept, so it don't matter.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to have to, I don't want to throw my friends off the set and shit. Hold on, man.
Oh, I'm done though, man. Y'all get to the important shit. I'm done. I'll fuck with y'all another time.
Hey, Deuce.
All right, Deuce, my nigga.
You always welcome. You know that 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm always in the chat, man. I'm always in the chat, bro.
For sure. All right, man. Without further ado, I've been waiting on this for about a month now, so I'm super excited about this. We got the son of a legend, Harlem's Kingpin. One of my favorite movies. You already know if y'all been on the channel, you already know we did the Denzel movies. What movie I had in my top 5? We got Frank Lucas Jr., American Gangster. Shout out to him for coming through, stopping by, man. What's going on, man? How you feel tonight?
What's good, family? What's going on with you?
Oh man, we feeling good.
What's up with you, young brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, blood. How's everything, man? How you guys doing tonight, man? What's going on?
Man, listen, I gotta get to it. I gotta get to it. I'm excited. Listen, you can see the joy in my voice, in my accent. I'm super happy. So listen, I gotta start this off. I gotta kick this off from the beginning. Hey, y'all in the chat, I might miss y'all chat because I'm nigga. Y'all already know how I feel about American Gangster. Y'all know I can quote this movie verbatim. Okay. How accurate is the movie as far as your dad's life in the movie? How accurate? What percentage?
Hollywood do what they do. You know what I mean? And so you would have to say, realistically, when it's all said and done, I'd say about 70% accurate.
Damn.
70% accurate. I mean, in terms of chronologically telling you, the time periods and things. In terms of information and accuracy, it's always going to be off because they're never going to tell a black man's story, right? Whether he good, bad, scum of the shoe, or the top of the chain. You know how it is. It's always going to get confused somehow. It's just the way it got. This is where it has to be. That's why it's called history.
Okay, so I got a question. Okay, so the characters in the movie, how close are they to looking like and acting like the actual people?
I mean, the characters in the movie, they embodied it the best way they could. You gotta remember, first, you know what I'm saying, it was one of the West Coast finest, Antoine Fuqua, who was doing it, right? And when it was like that, it was on point. It was exactly what it's supposed to be. But then of course you're gonna have a guy come in, you know what I mean, who actually did was the executive producer pretty much, and Brian Grazer, and you're gonna have Ridley Scott come along, and they're gonna add their touch to it. And how much could they really know about the hood, in New York in the 60s and the 70s? I mean, how much could they really know? You feel me? So you're gonna get the confusion. That's why I said about 65 to 70% accurate.
Okay. Best Puge, what's up, big dog? Hey, listen.
Yo, what's up? The boxing section. Brother
Shout out
Cal.
to my dog, man. Shout out to my dog for putting this together, man. Man, listen, Puge, man. You know this is a big, it's a big deal to me, man. You know how I feel about American Gangster.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I told you I'd do what I could, man. I told you I'd do what I could to help, man. Make that happen for you. You know.
Listen, yeah. So
and I told you, Frank, a big boxing fan anyway. So you know, this all fits in because you know he's a big boxing fan as well, just like we are. So it all fits right in, man.
So he's in the right spot.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. You know, yeah, you know, and I know what you were saying earlier as far as how that comes into natural play because you got the boxing section, and of course, because the coat, the infamous coat, that's a part of.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's a part, right? That's a part of the story, right? That was accurate.
Now, did he really throw that coat in the fire?
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
He did.
Yeah.
So that was so the woman in the movie, was that your mom or no?
Well, first of all, you know, the woman in the movie that my father was there with at the
Hello?
time.
You breaking up.
I said that was Willie, the woman that you see there in the movie that was actually at the fight with him. That was Willie Mays' daughter. That was Billy Mays, Willie Mays' daughter, the Hall of Fame baseball player. That was his
baseball
daughter.
player, Willie Mays.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was his daughter. Yeah.
I got a question for you. Let me ask this question.
Sheldon, bro, hold on. We can't skip over that, bro. Because in the movie, the wife was with him. That wasn't that's another key.
Yeah.
I told you I know verbatim.
That's what I was telling y'all.
It's always going to be some stuff. Yeah, they always going to do that. That's a part of what they do. But we're going to come back with it, you know, right Godfather style and tell the story like it's supposed to be told. You know what I mean? That's about to be the resurgence. You know, that's the next step.
Sure, go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this question, Frank. Check this out, man. The connection, the going to Vietnam and Laos for the connection. That happened, right?
I got pictures of the old man on rice boats in China.
There it is. That's all I need to know, brother.
Sure do, because I've seen it myself.
So for those who say, "Oh, they ain't never been in China," I mean, you can believe what you want. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's okay. But the facts is the facts.
Thailand, to be exact. You know,
right? Exactly.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You gotta understand that a lot of these dudes are squares, man. They don't understand that all this shit, if you really want to know, is public information because of the case. You heard?
Exactly. Right. But here's the thing, though. Right. Even with public information, you know, like in terms, let's just say not even the jackpot question, but just public information in terms of the story, you're still gonna get misinformation because you know, you got to understand that certain individuals shape things and rearrange history to match it how they would like for it to look. Like for instance, you know, if you go back through our history, throughout history here in this bondage, you know what I'm saying? At the time we've been here, you know, cats on the West Coast got different ideals than cats on the East Coast, and there's a lot of nonsense between how we operate simply because of the fact of the confusion of a mindset that separates coasts. You feel me? Meanwhile, we can actually be more productive and collective working together. You feel me? You know what I mean? But they create that separation, like American brothers here, you know, and brothers that come from the islands. They might not necessarily have the same love for the brothers here in America, or vice versa, just because there's a difference in how they speak or a dialect, and we allow things like that to separate us all the time. So of course, somebody's story that's Frank Lucas, right? No, this cannot be the guy because I heard that this was the guy and that was the guy, and it's okay. Everybody's entitled to how they feel, but the facts don't change. The facts don't change, right? On the night of the fight, you know what I'm saying? When the fight happened, you know, Frank was there, and that was just a micro. Can you understand something? The old man was always down low. He never tried to be the guy that was out there.
Yeah, he hated that shit.
Yeah, he didn't want none of that shit. He didn't want that.
He learned that from Bumpy, right?
Yeah.
He learned that from Bumpy.
Right, absolutely. You know what I mean? And that was one of the many things that he learned. My father had a few teachers. You know, Joe Lewis was like a father. Joe Lewis was like a father to my dad. So he had many God figures, godhood figures in terms of black men, that he was familiar and
he loved Joe
knew,
Louis.
him and Malcolm X had a great relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knew him too. Yeah.
He knew Malik al-Hashabash very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean. So it's all intertangled, man. You know like how it goes. You know with our history, and this is a part of it. But yeah. So.
Now, let me just say this. You remember when I first mentioned that about my family connection to the film, and when y'all was saying certain things, the thing that made me even bring that up was that because y'all was on point with a lot of the stuff y'all was saying, with y'all thoughts about it, how certain things with the film and how it went and so on and so forth. Because these was things I learned myself at the time, because it was things that I didn't know that I found out at that time frame, about, like he just said, like Frank just said, about how they'll change certain things in the movies, like, and I'm hearing the actual stories directly from Big Frank mouth, him telling us something and then seeing how they dramatized it in that movie. It was different from what he actually told us. You understand what I'm saying? So it was on point.
What the biggest difference was, right? And I'm sure he gonna agree with this. The biggest point is when he was telling it to us, the details, like when Biggie spit for you, you can see the colors and the details. And when Ice Cube did America Most Wanted, you could feel the details. He didn't have to explain it, right? You could just feel the details, right? You know what I mean? Or Nipsey first joint, when Nipsey came out with a victory lap, right? That you could feel the details. Nobody had to spell it out for you, right? So when the old man was building about certain things, the details, how he explained it, you knew it was 1,000. It's no way it couldn't be anything other than that, because you wouldn't have those details at that level, at the molecular level. You might have it at the cellular level, but at the molecular level, you wouldn't have those details unless you was a part of it. Like a guy, let's just take boxing for instance, right? You know what I mean? A guy who's a street brawler wouldn't necessarily have the details of how to get his power to the opponent the way that a school boxer. You know what I mean? Right. So when an old man told you things, it was with detail and specifics. Like, damn, you. Not only was you there, nigga, you was like, you know what I'm saying? You can see the whole, it was real vivid, you know what I mean, all the time. Yeah.
Very much so.
Super vivid.
So not to bounce around, but I gotta ask this because I'm watching The Godfather Harlem right now, right? Is your dad gonna be a part of that?
Well, at this point, I don't expect or anticipate it. You got like, we gotta be clear. A lot of people, they want their history separate, and his Bumpy's family is involved with certain things, how they want it to be, and they think is about what they trying to do to build that for their family, don't get it confused. Bumpy Johnson was the story, you know what I mean? Frank would tell you that himself, you know what I mean? Bumpy Johnson was the story, absolutely, but he became what he became, you know what I mean? Which is a guy who conquered, by and large, two major families in the Italian mafia, and was doing numbers everywhere at a cheaper rate than anybody, with the highest quality, with a third grade education. You know what I mean? So that tells you a lot about him, because you can't be pussy and achieve that in the game without getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? He lived to 88, right? So he wasn't hiding. He wasn't hiding in the streets every day. Nigga was never hiding in the streets every day. So I say a lot.
And here's something that I heard.
After you, we're gonna let Mark. After you, we're gonna let Mark go on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is something I heard Forrest Whitaker say though. He said it doesn't really matter how you write it or how you present it to the network. Once they get it, they're gonna change it.
Absolutely. You see, I can't. That's something I couldn't argue, and I couldn't say it better. That's 100% proof. They always gonna do that, brother.
Man, I wish they would just leave some shit alone, man.
No, they're not gonna leave anything alone until we get our shit together to where we don't have to ask them to leave it alone.
Go ahead, Mark.
Hello. Yes. Yeah. What's popping, y'all? What's happening, man? It's your boy Martin Nash. Thank you so much again for the opportunity, Kyle. Hey, Mr. Lucas, Should I call you Mr. Lucas? Do you prefer to be called Junior, Frank?
You just call me Frank, brother. Just call me Frank. That's fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just want to address you accordingly. Had a question for you because you said something interesting there, and I wrote this down. I was trying to keep up with the notes because you said a lot of interesting things there. I myself am an artist, producer, engineer, but I'm also a host of a show here on YouTube, and we love this boxing talk. But
absolutely.
But I'm also an artist. When I hear your tone, the way you speak, you speak in a way almost like you speak in rhyme, almost without rhyming. Are you an artist?
Pause right there, Mark. Yo, I forgot to tell you.
No
Frank,
disrespect. No disrespect.
Pause, Mark. Hey, I forgot to tell you, Frank. I forgot to tell you, the brother Mark Nash. Yo, he a dope artist, man. I meant to tell.
Okay, that's what's up.
Okay, when you said pause, I was like, damn, what I say? I was like,
no. Nah, I forgot. I meant actually, I meant to tell him that you was a dope. I said, yo, I meant to tell him that, yo, one of the brothers on the show, he a dope artist and shit.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing your work, brother. I look forward to hearing your work, man.
He nice.
Absolutely.
Nah, he nice. Yeah, I meant to tell you that. It slipped my mind. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you, my G man. Well, look at that. Look at God working. But yeah, I do have a project out right there. Let me plug it, Kyle, if I may. It's called Edith Mark Nash. It's in all platforms. It ain't hard to find. My name looks just like it's how you see it on the screen. MARQNASH. And
check it out.
Man, just Google it. MarkNash.com. You can go to MarkNash.com, get a hoodie. Drinks require sleep, goals require effort. But the album is called Edith. Every day I try harder. It's an ode to my mother, who is still alive and who is on the album. And you can hear, man, it's a beautiful project.
Hey, Mark, I love that, man. You're giving her the roses while she's still here. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah,
and you're a good dude, bro.
Yes, sir, Mr. Frank. And we released it on her birthday, and she retired on her birthday. And so it was just a big rollout. We can't
blessings, man.
Yeah, man. We threw an all-white party for, man. I love my mother, man. And every day I try harder is the reason my mother's name, like, it was right in front of my face all these years. She said it was in front of her face. She was like, "You my son, you're a genius." I was like, no. This God's work. Like, who knew? Right? Who knew, right? So but let me ask you this. How do you feel about how the gangster lifestyle is portrayed in hip hop? Being being a person who comes from a family who's seen the good and bad.
I think, you know, when you look at it and you look at how it's affected things overall. I mean, here's the thing, right? Somebody could say, well, you know, I had a conversation with Flex some years back, and Flex was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You have gangster records and they hard, but if you know, you can send the wrong message out. And then I turned the radio on the next day and I heard "Live Fast and Die Young" by Rick Ross and Kanye West, and I was like, well, what kind of message is that? He's like, no, it's because you're who you are. So it's, you know, this is how the game goes. So I guess the answer to that question would be like, it's a catch-22 because, right, the world we live in reality, it's a lot of real gangster shit going on in the streets every day. Let's say you have kids, you want your kids to be aware of what's going on, but at the same time, you don't want them overexposed to certain things that could hinder their growth and send them in the wrong direction, chasing something that's not for them, right? So how do you balance that? You know what I mean? I think that's a question for all of us, not just me. I think how do you balance that? Because right now I think it's definitely unbalanced. You know, I think where you at, Mark? Where you at in the country?
I'm in Atlanta.
You in Atlanta? Okay. So I think when we can get back to the point to where states, because it used to be everybody in the state had their own originality. Wherever you was from, you was original, right? I could tell already just by how you are. You're so comfortable in your skin. Your shit is real original. So I can't wait to hear the project, right?
Oh, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna put the video in the private chat.
Congratulations ahead of time, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to check it. But the point I'm making is that we've gotten to the point to where we're so unoriginal in terms of the creative process that it's mundane. You know what I'm saying? And I think that everybody's trying to go, all right, got to do some gangster shit because that's what they expect. I got to do this shit because that's what they expect. I mean, man, you got to do what's within you. Like you said, it's God's work. Then let God inspire and lead to creativity. And a record just so happens to have gangster content because that's a part of what you're doing, as long as you're saying it in the right context. The thing about the gangster shit is people gotta understand, excuse my language. The thing about the gangster stuff is what they have to understand is that there's no risk without reward. And before the old man died, we was doing, you know, the Get Guns Not Grades Foundation. You know what I'm saying? Frank Lucas Foundation, and try to spin that around. It was very important for him to reverse some of his work, you know what I mean, in the world. You know what I mean? And for that to go on even after he left. So I'm picking up that mantle, and I you know, do you put your tail between your legs and never be a gangster? We from gangster shit, so how can we not be? But at the same time, it doesn't have to always be negative. Because when I think about true gangsterism, I look at the skyline of LA, Chicago, and New York. I say that's gangster. That was a plan. And not everybody that did that agreed with each other on everything. But they got it done. That's gangster. That's gangster. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's really about. You know, these cats out here banging on each other because, you know, I'm tripping because you got on something I don't like. What's gangster about that? You know what I'm saying? Because if the FBI come to your house tomorrow and be like, everybody stay inside. None of y'all niggas coming outside anyways. It's not from you. That's all I'm saying.
Fact. Can't argue that shit. You know? Real deal. Holy feeling.
For sure. All right, Mark. Now we gotta get back to Mark. This is why when I be focused on something, Mark. All right, I gotta get back to this movie, man. I got so many questions about this movie, Mark. I'm telling you.
We good, bro. We good. Talk.
Now I'm upset that I like this movie so much because now it's like, damn, I believe in a lie. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They fucked my whole shit up. All right, so the beginning of the movie, when he first became, when he first got into Bumpy's position, when Bumpy passed away or whatever. And Idris Elba's character, when he popped him, was that true or was that Hollywood?
Nope, that wasn't Hollywood.
Oh shit, that's gangster in the motherfucker. Did he drinking his coffee?
It didn't happen like that. What happened was that it was a guy, you know, code named Tango, that was he was a monster and he was putting pressure on a lot of cats in Harlem. He was about 6'6". He was going around, he was killing cats with his bare hands. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's putting pressure on a lot of people. So the old man figured, Bumpy just died. I need to make my mark and let these know I'm willing to do whatever I gotta do. And I'm not going nowhere. So he gave him some product. He said, hey, Tango, you want some stuff, man? Yeah, he gave him, you know, whatever he gave him. Came back, hit him again. He ain't asking for the money until the fourth time he hit him with it. This is all intentional. He said, yo, what's up with that, man? I hit you 5 times now. Like, you know, where it's at? He said, hey, man, and he waited till he was in the bar, right? And everybody on 7th and 8th Avenue was around the crowd. And he asked him for the money. And he said, man, hey, F your mama and your grandmama too. I ain't giving you shit. I'll give it to you and I'm ready to give it to you. Get out my face. You know, he went into what gorillas do. Right? And that's what Frank was dependent on. It's the sweet science in the streets too. You know what I mean? That's what he's dependent on. And as soon as he started charging for him, he put a hole in his head the size of a watermelon. You could look out the back.
Yep.
You could fit about 3 or 4 8 balls in there. You know, cue balls, you know, for pool. You can fit about 3 or 4 of them in there. And that's what happened with that situation.
Damn, so that was real talk. Okay, so that really happened.
All right. Yeah. That was his guy. After that, he could leave $1 million, you know, on 116th Street and 8th Avenue, right in front of the subway station. Nobody would touch the money. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, because he needed a reason. But I see what you're saying, Frank. He needed Tango, codename Tango, to give him a reason.
Right. Yeah.
He gave him a reason in front of a whole lot of people.
Yes. Right. Because he said Duke. He said, I remember him telling us about that. Because he was like, Duke was he said Duke was a threat. You know what I'm saying? But he had a real name out there in Harlem doing what he was doing. Like Frank said, putting pressure on people, running down on them and everything. And he was an opposing figure. Because my Uncle Frank was you know, y'all might have seen these older stuff. He was in a wheelchair, but Uncle Frank was 6'3" himself. He was tall to do it himself. And he said this dude was a little bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, I had to try to do something to make them see me separately from Bumpy. And the only way I could do that was to deal with that dude, because if I didn't, it was going to be a problem. You know,
because he was the guy that was putting pressure on everybody else. So in other words, he put himself in a position to die by trading. You know, in boxing when you trading, right? Because we doing a whole boxing analogy tonight. So when you trading shots, right? But you trading shots recklessly without proper balance and defensive responsibility, we know what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Tango, he was a brawler. He wasn't placing nothing to the body. Everything was a headshot. That's how he operated. And that's why he wound up being the one that, you know, was on the other side of history.
Man. Shit, man. That's man. Okay.
Can I ask Mr. Frank another question?
Nigga, just
anything,
talk,
bro.
Shit, you know.
Hey, look. When I Google your name, right? Like, do you act as well? Because it says you are in a film.
I've been
a movie producer as well.
I ain't no damn movie. I done been a part of producing some movies, but I ain't no movie producer, bro. Don't let them gash with them fake accolades. But
okay, I had to ask.
I've acted in a few things. I got some stuff coming up I'm working on right now, and you know, drop some musical projects as well, man. You know, it's a great time.
Can you talk to us about your music and what can we expect for those projects and what you're talking about?
It's a singles business. It's just a singles business. You know what I'm saying? You're just putting out, you know, that's what it is. I mean, the drop, I've been in it, you know, I've done things, you know, and I've been a part of some success stories for other people. Now I just want to you know, do my stuff. You know what I mean? And just it's a singles business to me. Just drop something hot and run it down the line. You know what I mean? And then when it snowballs in the more, the demand is there, you pass it. So what number project is this you releasing, Mark? I just wanted to ask you for yourself.
This is my first project as Mark Nash.
Oh man, shit, bro! I can't wait to hear, because the enthusiasm of the first project is a different kind of energy. I'm super excited.
I'm super geek, bro. Like, look, man, I love it, bro.
Wow, like, man. That's
but when you Google my name and you search my name in your SoundCloud or your iTunes or all of that, I was doing what you was doing. I was doing the single game. Like I played
exactly. So you're right. You got it. You got it.
I was trying to do some crooked out shit. I was like, yo, I'm gonna drop a single every Friday for a year. But then COVID hit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that kind of changed it. Right.
And then in midst of COVID, I was like, it's no way I'm gonna be right here with an MPC, a record player, records. I'm a producer, I'm an engineer, it's no way I'm not about to maximize my time. So that's how I created this show. And that's how I used that time to create an album as well. And,
right.
But
it's dope too,
man. But I thought Frank, I was on the same shit, Frank. I was like,
when he telling me what it is, and he's saying it's lit, I already know what it is, because he don't like nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited to hear it, man. I look forward to it, bro. Actual facts.
I'm talking that shit that you was talking about, like when it's almost like you talking, but you speaking in codes when you talking to niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's how it gotta be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Like that's why the single is called Collars and Yams. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You gonna like it, man. It's some real shit.
Now I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna check it tonight before I clock out to get up for my early morning, morning set off workout. Yeah, get up in the morning, turn up. Yeah, but definitely, man, I think I look forward to hearing that project. But back to what he was talking about as far as the percentage level of the movie. If there's any more questions that you want to ask as far as that, you could just let me have it. I'm here for the duration, man.
Okay, I got one question about that as well. But I do want to know where we can find your music at. I do want to know more about you. And I want the audience to know more about you. Is it a way where you can find your music or
creatively right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm at because I shed skin, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. So for me, I'm in a different, I've lived so many different lives creatively as an artist that for me to define myself to you right now is impossible. And not that I don't know, but I just rather for you to see it for yourself and hear it for yourself, kind of like I'm going to listen to your project. So in the next maybe the next week or something, I'm trying to mix up at least half of this album. So I'm gonna still like maybe 4 singles through. so you can check it out and then tell me what you think. You know what I mean? How you feeling? Maybe we collab on something down the road.
I was about to say I make the beats too, man. I'm a producer and engineer. So,
okay, well,
like,
shit,
so,
you know.
So don't bring me at the end. Let me come in a little early. Pause. And,
well, I mean, you know,
me,
you ain't said nothing. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. You ain't said nothing.
Hey, look, I'll put my email in the private chat, and I'll put it in the main chat as well because I'm not hard to find.
But we can make it happen, bro.
But thank you guys again for the opportunity, Kyle. You my brother. You know I love you. Salute, my G. And thank you again for the opportunity. I'll be in the chat. Peace.
All right.
Hey, yeah. So, hey, I'm glad, Mark Nash. I love you, man. But damn it, man.
Go ahead, Cal. Ask your question.
Cal, what's up? What's up, Cal? Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, man. I know you like. It sounds like it could be Music Mondays. Damn it, it's Movie Mondays. But we're gonna get to your music too as well. But yeah, man, it's definitely dope. All right, so the nephew that was supposed to play for the Yankees, how true is that?
That's true. That's true.
You gotta talk. You gotta tell us what happened with that.
No, I got a cousin. You know what I'm saying? His name is Pop Lassiter. You know what I'm saying? He was a supreme athlete out of Newark, New Jersey. That was my father's nephew, of course. So it's my cousin, my big cousin. And Pop was he got Pop a trial for the Yankees. He did very well. You know, that was around the same time my father was gonna purchase the Yankees, but of course, you know, white man got it and George Steinbrenner. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My pop was on the verge of purchasing the Yankees, but they gave it to the white guy from Cleveland.
Yeah, why didn't they put that in the movie, man?
Because they ain't trying to tell you the whole history, bro. They're not going to tell you the facts, man. They're going to tell you what they're comfortable with until they're ready to tear that story down. You know how they do without every character we have, whether it's a gangster or a spiritual leader or whoever it is. At some point, he can't be a good thing. He has to become toxic masculinity.
For sure, just use your common sense, Kyle. You think they was finna sell a nigga a baseball team in 1970? 71?
Right.
Come on, bro.
They hardly want to let you know that my man bought the Apollo. What's his name? Guy Fish. They don't even want to let you know Guy Fish bought the Apollo. You think they're gonna let you know Frank Lucas is gonna buy the Yankees? No, they ain't gonna never tell you nothing like that.
They never tell you no shit like that. Yeah, fact.
Or that Nicky Barnes was gonna buy Hostess cakes. They'll never tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They'll never tell you that.
Man. Let me get through the chat real quick, and I'm gonna get right back to it. Salute to my dog Reggie Owens, DB, Phil 508. Shout out to my dog Kev, SF City Slicker, Reese, bro. What's going on? Yeah, man. What's up, Big Tank? What's happening?
What's going on, Kyle? Salute to my brother Shelton. Salute to my brother Best Pugilist, and salute to the big homie Frank for joining us on Movie Monday. Sorry, I'm late.
Peace.
What's that,
good brother? The good brother Tank Obadiah. That's what I do right there, man.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Kings?
What's going on, brother? How's everything with you, man?
Man, you know, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Every day is its own struggle, but every day is its own blessing. You know what I mean? I got a real, I guess it's kind of a quick question because I don't want to step on Kyle's shoes because I know he got a whole thing lined up as far as the movie aspect of it. But I'm curious to know because I heard Kyle bring up the Godfather of Harlem series, but we all know eventually Bumpy's story is going to come to an end. So with that in mind, does the family have a person that's in place or somebody that's in the creative space that is into writing or storytelling that has gotten with the family that is looking to talk to the network that of Epix and continue the story, but under a more detailed aspect from the Frank Lucas perspective, much like we see in the series Power with Stars, how they have expanded that entire universe to continue going. Is something like that going on, or what do you think about that idea? If you guys haven't already thought about it.
Well, I think you talking about the. Let me just make sure I'm clear. So I know I'm speaking from a knowledgeable standpoint. You talking about Bumpy's family or my family?
Your family.
The Frank
Lucas family.
Okay. All right. So as far as right, you saying as far as the continuation, like how they did with Ghost Power Book 2 and then Raising Cain. I get it. I get it.
Exactly. But with Epics and The Godfather of Harlem, but then moving that fast forward, you know, with the Frank Lucas story, because Bumpy's story eventually comes to an end.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as Epics is concerned, I'm not sure about them. You know, I handle a lot of the intellectual property regarding the estate, and you know, in terms of my father's life story and what's going to happen. You know, what can potentially happen next. So we've had some incredible conversations recently. Just at this point through this conversation, but something is going to happen. It's going to bubble over because you know it's like the boomerang effect. It's coming back around again. You know what I mean? So it's bubbling, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, we want to make sure that you know we also do our part to create the environment, you know, where we got everything, you know, kind of like you know, on a string, like you know how the jab keep them on a string. Want to make sure that these people understand that we expect business to be done not like the first time. I think that's the best way to put it.
Absolutely. Right. And that was a great way to put it because that was going to allude to my follow-up question, which was going to be in regards to how the Godfather of Harlem, Bumpy Johnson's family, as you stated, are involved with the creative process to some extent.
Right.
And moving on past the movie Hoodlum, where many of us my age was introduced to Bumpy from a cinematic perspective.
Right. Exactly.
And now with the TV series, they're able to delve into the stories that the family want to tell about him. And then going back to what somebody was saying earlier about the well, why not put the aspect of him wanting to buy the Yankees and all that in there? Well, that's for the TV series. That's something that's for a TV series where you can really get into the character development, storytelling aspect. Your cousin trying out for the Yankees and those kind of things would be for that kind of a platform where you can really delve into it. That's why I wanted to ask that question.
No, absolutely. And like I said, we've had conversations, and you know, we're looking forward to entertaining more. You know, like I said, the brand has a reoccurrence factor. You know how, let's just say, you know how Scarface popped off and it was a great film, right? You know what I mean? Then became a video game, and then they had a silver anniversary. Not a great goal for you know, it's what it is. They do these things. All these stories have a way of repeating themselves. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised to see a fucking Jaws remake. You know, excuse my language. But the point I'm making is just
right.
Yeah, all these stories have a repetitive reoccurrence where they come back around the board again. The thing about the Frank Lucas story is it was never fully told. It was very partially told. You know, and none of the details that can go into a 7-year series were dwelled into. This is more like to tell a story right. It's more like Boardwalk Empire. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
That's what it's more like. That's what it would be more like to really get the story right, because there was people in that story that would blow people's minds who are a part of, you know, Frank Lucas's life in different ways at different times. You know, what really happened with the whole snitch thing? What really occurred? Like, people don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I have a penchant of wanting to, you know, do that, explain that more than anything. And it's not to prove anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just because I understand the history of it. So when people see the history of it actually laid out and they see what really happened, they're gonna go, damn, I didn't know Frank Lucas was testified against 82 times before they even made the man take the stand. You understand what I'm saying? To ask him any questions. Cause you know, they cross-examine you, and you know, it is what it is, right? That's part of the game. And then you either stand up or you sit down, right? You know what I mean? And pee. So you gotta figure out what you want to do. So when people see what really happened and get the whole story and know that somebody was testified against, right? And by over 65 people before they ever took the stand one time, people they never seen in their life. You know what I mean? Then you start saying, oh, if that was the case, let's just say that was the case, and I'm telling you it was, right? And it's in the history, right? Then you start to see there was some railroading theories here, some things that weren't necessarily right historically, the way it went down, how do certain things play out, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just a real it's a real deep epilogue of information that will have to definitely be chronicled through a 5 to 7 year series. Absolutely, you know what I mean. And then a lot of people's opinions of what they thought they knew would have to flip, because I want to do it the way I want to do is I want to do it based in truth and what Hollywood wants to do. And you get it, like they're going to take it and they're going to flip it and cut it and do this because this is what they do. This is why they give you the check so they can manipulate the story how they want to.
Right, they got to Hollywood it up.
Right, you know what I mean?
To a certain extent.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing we're looking for, to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But without the extent being unacceptable. That's where it gets. That's where it gets to the. That's where it gets to the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When the extent becomes unacceptable. When they start making you feel uncomfortable. Like if you look at every story that's out now, I would say every series that's out now, from The Chi to I've seen a couple of other ones. There's always these characters in these stories, and we're not hating on anyone. We respect everyone, right? But there's certain characters in these stories, and I think y'all can read between what I'm saying. It's like, was it really like that all the time, everywhere? Like, we wasn't normal. We can't have one normal show. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I definitely.
I know y'all. I know y'all read between the lines, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you brought up Boardwalk Empire, and see, these are the things that as Vespucci, Shelton, Kyle, whenever we in here, that these are things that's right up my alley. You know what I mean? In terms of these.
What stories, do you do, brother?
I'm into boxing, but also I have a channel that's dedicated to TV and movie talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, as well. So with me, at least professionally, I work with what do you call it? At-risk minors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it. You're very well spoken and astute.
Appreciate you, King. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We have to have that. We have to have that for us in order to maneuver a certain way in this society while we in this particular captivity. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to. The scriptures say, "Be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove," so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So in that we have to know how to communicate well in the King's language. But
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
More read between the lines. I get it. Gotcha.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? Nigga, we could talk how we talk amongst each other, but then like I always tell our brothers that the conversations that we have on these online airwaves live longer than we will, and these have replay value. And if we're talking over each other or being argumentative with each other, or being overly ignorant when dealing with each other, that is what people are going to be able to use to categorize us moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I'm always cognizant of that fact.
I see that. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is that I sit in the car. Truth of the matter is that without organization, and order, nobody has to respect you. They would just be doing you a favor that they don't have to give you. And in this world, nobody wants to do anything. Generally speaking, nobody gives you anything that they don't have to, or they're not required to. It doesn't work that way.
And it don't matter from where we are, because like Cal, we both from California along with Shelton. So I'm in Southern California, and y'all, you know what I'm saying, New York, and the code should stretch from here to there and beyond. You know what I'm saying, in that regard, what you just brought up.
Right, but, exactly. But we see, it's funny because we just naturally got it. So that's what it's about. Right.
But I was gonna say, I love the fact that you had brought that Boardwalk Empire up, because you're dealing with American history the same way as they dealt with the Godfather of Harlem, as opposed to some of these other series and shows or movies like Scarface, which was 100% fictional. Godfather, great movie, 100% fictional. But when you have these stories that are historically based, then you have actually a better opportunity to tell some great story within the context of what happened historically to these individuals that lived through these things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I look forward to seeing that and watching the process come together. So my last question before I hand off to whoever else on the panel that got something that they sitting on, is this. My favorite documentary that was on your father was the American Gangster on BET documentary, where he had a key role in sharing his perspective of his story. And I had a conversation with Rick Ross, not William Roberts II, but Rick Ross from out here in LA.
Talking about the real Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross.
Yeah,
right.
Rick Ross. And so, I was telling Rick that I think it's great when he gets to tell his story, because I've read 2 of his books, and I was telling him that nobody should have to tell his story for him. You know what I mean? Unless it's somebody within his family.
Rick is alive.
Say it again.
I said Rick is alive.
Right. You're alive. You're cognizant. He's young enough to remember his faculties.
He's young enough to remember his greatness because he's still doing great things. So why would he give that to somebody else to see? And that's how they get you. That's how they get you, bro. And what they did with Snowfall was kind of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And I
don't like to call him the real Rick Ross. I call him Rick Ross just for reference. I don't call him the real Rick Ross or anything like that, because he's the only Rick Ross that I know. The other guy's name is William Roberts.
Yeah.
His name is William Roberts or Ricky Rose. I even deal with Ricky Rose, but there's only one Rick Ross. And I like to make sure that I let motherfuckers know that are Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, me and Rick, we've kicked it. I've actually been on the show a few times, and that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a big brother. You know what I'm saying? He gives me advice. I talk to him, and we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? From time to time, whenever we get a chance to mutually connect. And he's a great dude, man. His energy is wonderful for somebody who's accomplished so many things. You know what I mean? And when I say, what you say, bro?
I was gonna say that was my favorite documentary as far as the BET's American Gangster version, not the movie, but the documentary series that they had and the segment that they had on Frank Lucas. That was my favorite. But is there one that you particularly liked and you said, they did right by my father, or my father was able to speak his mind and his perspective on?
Man, because you gotta understand, even the American, even the BET American Gangster one. See it's not a thing of arrogance. It's just historical fact. You know what I mean? The reason why the BET American Gangster series was done is because the old man signed off on it. They was talking about it. He wasn't with it. Then he said yes. And I'm saying a lot of other people came on the line as a result of that. Now you're talking about a guy like Rick Ross, the only Rick Ross. You're talking about a guy like Phyllis Mitchell. You're talking about certain guys.
Shout out to the back.
You know what I mean? You're talking about certain guys who did certain phenomenal things. And I say phenomenal because for a black man in that era to achieve anything financially successful, I'm not knocking them. Like, we got to understand, like, there was certain things that was given. Somebody, oh no, them niggas was dope sellers. Listen, bro, at the end of the day, man, we started with a deficit. I'm not adhering to it like, hey, we should all be doing this. This is the model. No, I'm saying you take those same principles that those gentlemen applied to what they were doing and utilize that in a very positive perspective. Then you building schools with that money and turning it all around. You guys know what I'm saying, because y'all think the same way, right? And what I'm saying is, these people need to stop. So yeah, Rick, they, like I said, they did it, the BET American Gangster thing, and there was some real G's who I just mentioned, and even more who actually benefit off of that exposure, in terms of, this guy did such and such historically. And then there was a lot of guys that was hanging on this who just wasn't gangsters, who just, they had to have filling roles in the show. You know what I'm saying? And those are the niggas talking shit. Excuse my language. Once again, I'm sorry. But the whole point is, those are the guys, those are the guys who were talking crazy about this one or that one. And it's like, bruh, you should be lucky you sitting on the 15th man spot on the G League team. Like, stop. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And this is I'm saying, it's funny how it goes. You know what I mean? But a guy like any of the guys we just mentioned, those guys' story in some form or fashion needs to be addressed and told. You know what I mean? I had cats talk reckless about certain individuals. I'm saying chronologically in the history of the game, there's levels to this, just like there's levels of champions in boxing. You know what I mean? There's guys in boxing we can look at as grand champion, supreme, and there's guys that he was a good champion. And those guys, he was a good fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? He had a belt once. There's levels, and that's how the same thing go in the game. It's pedigree. pedigrees and levels to it. And it's funny how sometimes the guys that's trail horses be the ones talking like they was the biggest ones. It's just funny, you know what I'm saying? Just see it for what it is. But yeah, man, you know, back to the original point. That I thought that documentary with the old man was as far as BT American Yanks, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. But me living it in terms of knowing, you know, certain information, I get it a little differently. It receives a little different mentally to me. But other than that, yeah, it was probably the best one. I would have to say that.
Okay. And man, hey, Kyle,
hit the link in the chat if you want to join the panel. What's going on, Tank?
I don't know about you, man, but I could just tell how much of a boxing family they are, brother. Because best pugilist, second to none when it comes to his boxing IQ, and all the conversations that I've had the pleasure of having with him, and now having Frank on and listen to him use the appropriate boxing analogy every fucking time. Oh, excuse me, there go me and my language. Every time he uses a boxing analogy, man, it's on point. So I'm like, I can tell this is a boxing family.
That's because best pugilist kicked my ass long enough for me to learn how to fight correctly.
Oh man, I love this boxing talk.
He raised me in it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know.
That's huge. You ain't got skills like that, do you?
All right, so man, so
let me just say something real quick, Kyle, about the movie too, that you probably want to know. The movie isn't really like Uncle Frank's like story in terms of like an autobiography type thing. It's only all right. Some years back, before they did the movie up here in New York, they did a story in the New Yorker magazine. At that point, very few people hadn't even knew about Uncle Frank because they hadn't heard about him for a long time. The New Yorker magazine, New Yorker magazine did a story on him, and in that story, it put his name back out there to the public again. That's really what that movie is based on. That story. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. It's really based on that. So if you read the New Yorker magazine, if you can find that online and you read that, that's pretty much what they're basing that version of the movie that you saw, not the one that Antoine Fuqua was going to do, because it would have been different had he been able to finish it. It would have been a different movie. And in my regard, I think it would have been a lot better. But that's personal for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. A lot better. Yeah.
So are you guys in the works of running it back?
Hey,
tell him, Frank.
We're gonna run it back. Ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
Showtime got that check. Floyd. Showtime got that check.
Yeah.
Let me call Steve Espinosa and see what they talking. Let me see what the numbers look like. Nah, seriously, yeah, we're gonna run it back. We've already. I was telling another brother, we're gonna run it back. Right now, we're in the process of deciding who's the best
50
to run it back with. You feel me?
50.
You know what I mean? But 50 got a lot on this table.
Man,
he got the BMF joint.
Put that on this table too, goddamn it.
Yeah, we could talk
about
this.
The green light gang.
Mm-hmm. But this would be more. But this would be more about his life. This would be more. This will deal more with his actual life, though.
Yeah.
I
think 50 Cent, man, he got more power than most people when it comes to the TV stuff. So I think they'll give him the reins to let him kind of.
You know why? I got so much respect for 50, and I know people got their issues with him, but I mean, everybody got issues with everybody. Nobody's perfect, right? I mean, so it is what it is. But I think 50 is a good candidate to run it back with simply because of one thing. It wasn't designed for 50 Cent to win from the beginning.
Facts.
And he found a way. You gotta have some respect for that. Gotta have some respect for that, man. It wasn't designed for him to win. It wasn't designed for him to win, and he figured it out. You gotta have some respect for that. You feel me? So yeah, maybe that's something, maybe that's something to entertain, But I know one thing, is good to have choices, and that's where we sit right now. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm excited.
That's why I love the fact he was non-committal when I spoke on ethics. It's like, yeah, ethics, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Whoever got the check, whoever gonna.
It's because I understand these networks. Being in this now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, just to say this to you, right? And maybe you can relate to a little bit, being that you already have a platform that deals with this. But and when you deal with these Hollywood types, everything has to be on the table. And what I mean by that is the decisions have to be made early. Has to be fast and quick decisions, because when you're dealing with them, you got to get everything you want at the beginning.
In writing.
You know what I mean? But they know when they no longer need you, things change a little bit how it works. So you have to have everything that you need for that particular situation. Of course, because every situation is different, right? You know, styles make fights. So every situation is different. You got to approach every situation differently. But for whatever that situation is, whatever you need to get out of that situation in order to move you up the ladder rung, so to speak, you have to make sure that you're prepared to get that out of them by having everything on your side lined up. And, you know, right now, you know, with the old man passing, you know, in the early part of the summer of 2019, we was about to go into several things at that point. You know, I had actually just got back from MI, you know what I mean, MIA, and things were set up, and we were going to go into a whole full feature production and do a few things. That kind of set me back, because although you know he was an older guy, you know, it wasn't like that, you know what I mean, or get that feel like he was healing and he was supposed to come home, and then we were supposed to, you know, get things turned up. But you know, at the end of the day, everything is for a reason, right? So now this is my responsibility to handle and to rectify and to make sure that it's properly modulated and dispersed the way it needs to be in order to make sure that success is handled at the maximum pinnacle. You know what I mean? And I'm doing it. So I'm happy about being patient. I'm happy about having options as far as the film is concerned, or the second and third film, or the TV series. So it's just all patience right now. You know what I mean? And it's going to be rewarded with success. And that's, you know, because the story is going to be told right, and that's the most important thing, man. I think people deserve that. You see how the questions you got, like those questions need to be answered, but they need to be answered where you can see it. Like I can tell it to you, but to see it on a screen is like, now that makes sense. You feel me? Right. That's what we need to be at with it. Right. You know what I mean?
Is there any preference one way or the other because of the success that we've seen with the storytelling aspect that a TV series provides? You know, whether we see like something like The Wire or some of these other TV series where they're able to draw out story and really give proper character development to the people in the story.
You just said it.
2-hour movie.
You just said it. You just said it, because in the 2-hour movie, there's no way you can tell, you know, how. See, the thing about it is, how did he get from, you know about the gangster part, right? Yeah. What shaped this man to get there?
Right.
That hasn't been a discussion, and that's what the series needs to start. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, that's where the series needs to start, and it needs to carry through that, then through, you know, I would say it would feel like a great Boardwalk Empire, and this is gonna sound funny, but what was this name of that series that just went off? I think they only had it for a year. It was based in. And it was on Stars or Epix. It was on Epix. Same. I remember it. I'm gonna get it in a second. But this series was based. Yeah, they fully played out Tulsa, Oklahoma. What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma in this series?
Oh, you talking about HBO? You talking about
Watchmen?
Huh?
Watchmen? The Watchmen?
No, it's the one. It's the one where the girl. It's a black family, and they had the power of good witchcraft, and it was taken from them.
Oh, you talking about the
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. There you go.
Right. That the energy of how the black experience. Right. The energy of how the black experience was explained on there. That it would be the historical context of that, right? And a time period piece that feels like Boardwalk Empire. That's how the series would be proper in that text. That's what I'm looking. That's the kind of partnership I'm looking for, that kind of commitment to make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, promises are promises, but at the end of the day, we all know how that works out, right? You know what I mean?
Fact.
So we just, you know, want everything to be proper, but it's gonna be, you know, it's already there. Basically, we just want to make sure that we overkill, because in this business, you know, even if you have a great decision, make sure you're having a phenomenally great decision on top of that one. That's always the best way to go, you know.
Man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this candidness of this conversation and all the information that comes with it, man. I love the energy.
Hey, Big Frank, can you answer this question right here?
Anything, bro. Talk to me.
It says, did Frank Lucas have ties? Well, you said that part. Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. What was the relationship like, if so?
Yeah, he had ties with Malcolm X, and yeah, he had definitely had ties with Malcolm X. He had ties. Yeah, he had ties with Malcolm. He had ties with what's his name? Al Sharpton. When Al Sharpton was younger, he had ties with what was the heavyset black dude? Randall from New York. I forget his name. Politician guy, man. Randall. I remember his name.
You talking about Randall? You talking about what's his name? Who took over after? Because he was also. Y'all remember? You forgot to mention. You know, he was cool with what's his name too. Clayton Powell. He knew all of them.
Clayton Powell. Yeah, Powell.
He knew all of them.
Yeah,
remember he knew all of them. He said.
Right. He also had sit downs with with brothers like Fred Hampton, because they was like they a lot of those guys was traveling the country, and they was interested in trying to find a way to peacefully stop that and turn funds into something to actually build a community with. You know what I'm saying? So you know it didn't behoove him not to have conversations with leaders of the community who was trying to make things better, because at the end of the day, at some point he realized that the shit he was doing had to stop too. You know what I mean? He knew, there's no way that could last forever. Come on. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's no way it could last forever. And for him, because he had already secured that wallet, he secured the street wallet, if you know what I'm saying, right? So that wasn't an issue. Now the issue is becoming a black man that's getting too big for his britches. You know what I mean? You're doing too much out here. Who told you you could have tickets to the Geneva ball? Fuck out of here. You a drug dealer, black man. Sit down. Can't have no tickets to the Geneva ball and start getting involved in political circles. We shutting you down. You doing too much. You trying to do too much. Who told you was allowed to do that? You're just a nigga.
Who taught you Octagon, as the great Chris Rock put in his stand-up comedy?
Right. He said Chris Rock said he was still waiting for the white. He said he was still waiting for the white folks to come to the crib. He had his bags by the door.
He said, just in case the people that really live here, they won't say house back.
You know? Oh man, he said, you know, it's just real. True. That's a part of the game, man. You know, it is what it is. But their
life is different.
Absolutely.
The life was different, because I think I had told them when I was telling them about it a little bit when I first brought up the topic when we got shifted that way that night, and I was telling them like how, like, you know, Uncle Frank, the type of dude he was, you know, he was a ill type of dude, because like I was telling, like, you know, he had this particular demeanor, a harsh ass demeanor, and you know, a lot of what I found out about him I didn't find out until later on in my late teens, early 20s about him. But what I did always notice about him, he was just a harsh dude. You know what I'm saying? You ever had that uncle or motherfucker you just be scared to be around? He was that motherfucker for me. You understand what I'm saying? You just scared to be around that nigga because he a harsh dude. And I always used to wonder, like, damn, why this motherfucker so, keep it simple, so fucking mean and harsh? I didn't know, because I didn't know the full aspect of his life until I, you know, really was able to got a little older and found out. But then when I found out certain things, it made more sense to me. And I was like, oh, this is why this motherfucker like this. That's what that motherfucker is. That nigga the devil.
Shit. You
see that nigga, shit. Yeah, a lot of that harsh ass shit. And then I'm finding out about his child and all this shit. I'm like, oh, that's why this motherfucker is such a harsh motherfucker. Like, you know, harsh dude. Like damn. You know, like
no nonsense type of a person, they call him.
Yeah, like he just was he could just be a harsh
more than
dude.
That, like, you know, Pops, you know, most gangsters that we know, right? If you think about it, you can catch him smiling a lot, joking a lot, but when it go to another energy, or when they feel like I could bring, it could be me and Best Pugilist around the old man, some of my other cousins, and then if we throwing a barbecue, and then there's some other dudes coming around there he don't know, you know, then it turned to, hey nigga, come over here, come on, let me talk to you for a minute. I mean, he's sitting there looking real tough. I mean, he go niggas in a wheelchair. I was
just like that motherfucker.
Wow, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, at the same time, once he got cool with you, you know what I'm saying, it was all good. Nigga tell you, hey, come to the house and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch the football game. I'm gonna fly out where you at. You know, come to fight. So whatever. That's how the old man was, man. You know what I'm saying? This is post wheelchair. This is after he was in a wheelchair. He still had that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like he still was just real. You know, he was cool, peaceable dude. But if he felt like his environment, he was unaware of certain things. You know, he turned it up. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he was. You know what I mean? But they all gangsters is like that. They always want to know everything. You know what I mean? They want to know everything. Who's that? That's why they was who they are. In the world that Frank Lucas grew up in, he had contracts on his head since he was 14 years old.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Took the contracts off his head.
And you know what's funny? Like he brought up that shit about. Let me just say this, right? Like when you bring up a shit about when he was older in that wheelchair. Now that's funny when you say that shit, cause like I said, from him being how he was, even though when he was in that wheelchair, you still had a nervousness about that motherfucker. Like I know I did.
Right. No, absolutely. That's the funny thing about it. Right.
Even though he was in that fucking wheelchair, like it still was a thing with him. Like I don't know, this nigga might just decide to jump up out that fucking wheelchair. You know understand what I'm saying? Like it's just this thing about him, just his demeanor and shit that he had, man. You know, you never know. It could go from he cool, laughing with you 1 second, and you know, he that other shit the next. You know,
right.
And it's very complex, man, more than you think. Cause you think that's when I thought you think that you know this about them, you find out something different about their life. So that's why after I found out certain shit, I just changed my view on all that shit.
Right.
You know, how I looked at him differently.
Hey, Big Frank.
You know.
Yep.
Do you mind answering this question? Hey, first, hold on, my bad, hold on. Yeah. Eli Zachary, man, if you don't bring your raggedy ass on this panel, man, you over here ask all these damn questions in the chat, man. If you ain't working, nigga, get your ass on the panel, man. I ain't finna keep. This the last question I'm gonna ask, nigga.
And he got to save some of it for the TV series and the show when it comes out too. Now,
well, everything I'm giving right now is nothing. Trust me when I tell you this is this is crumbs. Like I mean, somebody could build a story on it, but you could actually not dramatize it and have a story so dramatic. You would be pre-recording it for the next week. You just record the series when you know what I mean because. It's like the information. Trust me when I tell you, without adding gas into it, it's just so many layers to this, man. We haven't even scratched the surface at all. You know what I mean?
What they call it, tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, not at all, bro. I swear. And when it comes out, you're gonna be like, yo, he ain't lie. You're gonna see it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's like it gets much deeper. You know what I mean? It gets much deeper. But to answer the question that I see on the screen, from the brother Zachary, in terms of the snitch thing, right? So what actually happened? You know what I mean? I can just give a part of it because I got to save it for the actual series. Yeah. What actually happened is that he was snitched on. You know what I mean? Here, I'll tell you this much. July 28th, 1976, the feds came and got him in Newark, New Jersey. And not in Newark, New Jersey, in what is not Trent, Teaneck, New Jersey.
Teaneck.
Right.
Teaneck.
Came to the house of Teaneck and got him. You know, they said they busted him with $587,000. He took a lie to take the test, a polygraph exam that he passed 4 times, saying that it was over $14 million in the house. So I don't know how he passed it the 4 times if it was only $500,000 in the house. But I mean, neither here there, right? Somebody's kids is going to college. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So anyway. Now, in order for me to be a snitch, right, that means I'm in good standing, right? If I'm a rat, why are you coming to lock me up? Let's start with that part, because you could have became a rat after that, right? So if I'm a rat, number one, why are you going to lock up the guy that's the rat? You don't lock up the guy that's the rat because you're going to give you more information, right? Number two, right, I'll just tell you this. Frank Lucas is ratted on over 55 times, right, before he ever took the stand about anything. Right now, the majority's figures that was turning state's evidence against Frank Lucas, right, were were individuals, right, that were in the street. So, who ratted on who is the question. You understand what I'm saying? If you go look at the paperwork, you see how many people testified against the nigga before he ever took the stand. You know what I mean? The only thing that the old man ever gave up was the dirty police that was on the take on his payroll, the same ones that showed up to his house to lock him up. You understand what I'm saying? Now, somebody think that's ratting. I say we love the SM too much. And I say the first word to that is slave. I ain't got to say the last word. You know what I mean? So I said SM. So if you coming, if you on my payroll, right? And then a certain family sends you to lock me up because they want their portion of the game back. Because you gotta understand something. Where the old man made his ultimate move, which is called the bold new plan. Hold on 1 second, so you can hear me well. Let me close the window and start to be more traffic this bit early on the side. Hold on. Roll this motherfucker up. All right, bet. So I was saying is, he had a bold new plan. This is something that Bumpy endorsed before Bumpy down, passed, but he didn't want no parts of it really. Bumpy didn't really want no parts of the dope game. He did what he had to do to stay ahead of the times, so his competition run him over. But he wasn't his thing like that. His thing was numbers. Bumpy thing was numbers and running Harlem through policy, right? And that was one of his main things. I don't want to mention his other things. I don't know if his family want me to mention that, but I don't think Bumpy was too much in the dope. You know what I mean? Bumpy was a guy who, so for those who say Frank Lucas is touch another nerve, for those who say Frank Lucas didn't know Bumpy Johnson very much, or this one said this, or this one said that, right? Number one, the information came out after the movie, supposedly, right? Okay, so we can understand that. Like, a lot of people want to say a lot when something happened because now all of a sudden they want to, like, if you spot somebody 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying, and the shit went a certain way, you can, man, we supposed to do 6, so we did was 3. That might not even be true, but you're going to make it come from your historical perspective because you're trying to put it in your favor. You understand what I'm saying? So number one, right? My father can literally describe in the same article that Best Pugilist was talking about in the New York Magazine article. It literally describes what music Bumpy played, what he liked to do during the day and all that. My father can break that. He broke it down. Everything that Bumpy liked to do in the course of his day. You know what I'm saying? How could you describe a person in detail, where they live, what floor they live in, what carpets they have, what music they listen to, what they like to eat, if you wasn't around that person? How? So, yeah, okay. Now, as far as the rat thing, when he was locked up in MCC, Manhattan Correctional Center, right? They came to him and they said, "Hey, the Don wanted you to know that it was just business." What the dude came and said to him, you know what I mean? From the Lucchese family. He said the Don wanted to let you know it was just business. It was business to get Frank Lucas off the street, because now Frank Lucas got to the point to where he was getting kilos of dope at 98.7% pure for $4,200 a pop, $5,000 a month. Every month.
Yeah, he killing the game. They can't afford that. He killing the game.
He could take one of them and step on him 15 times, and the guy he sold it to could still hit it 3 times. If I take one key that I bought for $4,200 and flip it into 15, and I'm selling them at $50,000 a pop, how the hell are you going to beat me?
Yeah, you can't fuck with that. That's too much pressure. You can't fuck with that.
It's a brand name. I stand by it.
Now you can see the point I'm making. You can see the reason for them wanting to get him out of there, right? Now, Frank Matthews had the same exact problem. He was just in a different part of the drug business. His thing was white, but not that way. It was C. You know what I'm saying? It was girl. So what happened is that the Castellanos, certain individuals, certain, whatever, they got to the point where they, felt like he was doing too much. These niggas can't do too much. So both Franks started doing too much. That's why he broke out, and that's why Pop got arrested. You know what I'm saying? They ran down on him. Because Frank Lucas was like, his mindset was, man, I ain't going nowhere. F you niggas. This is my motherfucking city. I ain't going nowhere. Come with it. That was his mentality. So they came and got him. You said, come with it, we gonna come and get you. Shit, we white, boy. We gonna teach you a lesson. You a slave. As long when we ready for you to be a slave again, it was a lesson what happened to him. Frank Lucas was a lesson. You know what I mean? You can't. You trying to upsert too much power. We not with that shit. You gonna shut you down. Make you remember you a nigga.
And I gotta say that, I gotta add that in, because that's where he kind of related to me. Like, look, see, because it's easier for us to see that shit now, because you gotta remember they coming out at that time frame that they was coming in. Think about what we going through right now as black people. So
ain't half as bad as what they went through.
Exactly, and they thought about our people less back then. He was not. You remember? It's even in the scene in the movie. Remember in the movie where when that Fed guy came and said about who was selling the shit, and then they said that it was a black guy, and he's like, "You trying to get the," like, he couldn't believe that shit. He was like,
"Right,
get the fuck out of here!" Like, there's no way a nigga. Basically, he was like, "There's no way a nigga could do this shit." Like, never, nobody like that could ever do this shit. You trying to tell me that he did what the Italian mafia couldn't do and all that shit? That's that racial part of that shit. So bad enough he was doing what he was doing, and then he messing up their big business and all that shit too. And that's a big element that went into why all that shit went down the way it did.
You gotta understand the level of jealousy. And what I mean by that is this: guys back then had big egos, right? And if you was in the game and you wasn't supposed to be alive, you was gonna be a dead son of a bitch. It didn't work like that. It wasn't like these niggas nowadays that can do whatever they want to do and hide behind some comments on the thing. Back in the days, if somebody seen you and you said something that they ain't like, right then and there you was dead. Ain't no waiting, ain't no tomorrow, ain't none of that shit. It wasn't none of that, man. It wasn't no debate. It wasn't no back and forth threatening text. No damn, I'm gonna get at you in the comments. No, it was on site, and that was really on site. That shit was Chicago. What Chicago was doing now, that was the 70s in New York, 60s and 70s in New York, or maybe worse. You know what I'm saying? Recall early Bronx in the 70s. If y'all do a documentary on that, shit was almost worse than Chicago. I promise you. You know what I'm saying?
Up over there.
Right. It was crazy. New York was on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's before it got soft and Snoop came through and crushed all the buildings. You know, trying to restore the feeling. You know, but that was before all that. But the point I'm making by saying that is, if you wasn't supposed to be out there, they was going to get you out of there. You know, so for the old man to do what he did, to get it at that number, and then wind up being the one. Now I'm selling to you. Now I'm selling to your boss. Now I'm over here doing this, and I'm selling to everybody all over the country. And for him to still be alive until he was 88, one thing for sure we know, he definitely couldn't been no motherfucking pussy. You know what I mean? Yeah. In boxing, I don't care what a nigga look like. You know what I mean? Oscar De La Hoya may have wore some damn fishnet stockings, but that motherfucker could fight. He could fight his ass
at one time.
When he was right.
He could fight.
When he was right. Because think about it. The first half of that Trinidad fight, he was schooling Trinidad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The first half of that fight. You know what I'm saying? I hated it too.
I lost money on that
me upset. You know what I'm saying? I thought Trinidad was gonna knock his ass out. But the point I'm making by saying this shit is at the end of the day, we can all think what we want to think, have in our mind what we want to have in our mind about this person and that person. But you always gotta ask yourself, why did that person achieve this? You understand what I'm saying? It's for a reason. You gotta respect a person's accolades. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is for the old man to get it at that number and to have lived to damn near 90 years old. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? Where's
a lot of shit.
The rat at? Find the paperwork and give me real paperwork that say he ratted on this one and that one. There's only one person, right, that I can show you that ratted on him. That was supposed to be a gangster that talked the most shit about the old man and ratted on him in 77. Yeah. And I can show you the paperwork on it, but I'm saving it. I'm trying not to expose too much. I'm trying to say this for the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's enough.
You know,
enough
so because when people say, people talk about that shit, I'm like, all right, because I'm gonna level up creatively through music and get at niggas anyway, because bars is there. It's nothing. It's like waking up and stretching in the morning. But also in terms of the creative content for the episodic series, I want to make sure it's properly conveyed and people are like, yo, this shit is nowhere what we thought it was. You know what I mean? You know, they might be like you and be like, I hate the movie now, but on the same token, at least you can appreciate the actual truth of how it went down chronologically through a series where it's properly conveyed over seasons and everything is not jammed and rushed into small details or lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why TV show like TV series are so important now. The way the world is going, our attention spans are getting shorter, and I'm glad that they have the TV shows that can spread the message out longer. Now I got a few more questions. Hey man, listen, man, y'all fucking me up now. This is Movie Mondays, niggas, and I need to ask some more movie questions. All right,
let's go, bro.
The panel ask some questions. Y'all can
go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't putting no more questions. Goddamn it.
Go ahead, Kyle, because I got a Denzel Washington question. So that's movie related too. So.
All right, go ahead, because I'm about to go.
All right, cool. Hey, so look, Frank and Best Pugilist, that was very powerful that y'all brought up earlier about the presence your uncle and your father had even while in the wheelchair, because I remember in an interview, it might have been in the BET documentary of American Gangster, but I do remember in an interview that Denzel Washington had where he spoke specifically to both of you guys' points. So I thought that was very powerful that y'all brought it up, because Denzel Washington, being the powerhouse that he is in Hollywood, to make the statements that he made about walking into the room with Frank Lucas in the room and knowing that Frank Lucas was the most powerful man in the room, and he let it be known, you know what I mean, no matter who was in the room. And Denzel Washington, in no uncertain terms, made that clear in his statements. And then to hear y'all brothers bring that up, it just substantiates that even that much more, because I know Denzel wasn't lying, but to hear y'all say it being the blood of the man substantiated it even that much further. So that's what I want to say.
You know what it is, bro? You know what it is? Let me just add to what you said in terms of context. The old man, he had a you can tell he'd been around men like Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson and Bumpy Johnson. Like he was getting schooled as he was coming up by these OGs to him. You feel me? And you know, his friends that were more cultured because they was traveling the world and things before he became who he was. My father was at some point in the 60s or in the late 50s, not the 60s, in the late 50s, for a couple of years after I got home from one of his bids, he became a construction worker. You know what I mean? For a year or two, like early 57, no 50, maybe 58 to 59. He became a construction worker. You understand? And you know, he started maneuvering back and getting back into it because he had promised his mom he wasn't gonna go back in the streets no more. But of course, that didn't work. It didn't work out too well. You know what I mean? And in the part with the movie where you see all the family come up to the big house, yeah, that's very true. You know, he bought the family all from down south, and that's how we got established here in the late 50s in New Jersey and in New York City and Harlem. You know what I mean? Like you know, if you from the certain parts of the South, you went west. If you certain parts of the South, you went east. You know, depending on where you was, right, or the Midwest. So my family migrated east. You know what I mean? My portion of Lucas family, they migrated east. You know, yeah, people don't know the man's story, man. You know, like he was, you know, he had seen a whole lot from the time he was real young that shaped the monster that he became. And of course, always circumstances that sharpen our blade one way or another, right? Whether it's crooked or straight, you feel me? And yeah, that was the situation. But he was a force of nature, and I'm not saying anybody else wasn't. I'm saying it's in the eyes always. You know, you seeing other gangsters, look in his eyes and tell me what you see. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it was. You know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of them ain't play. You know what I mean? He was right there with the best of them who ain't play. One thing my father always had too, he had a penchant for telling you who was who. He never lied on himself in terms of his level. You know what I mean? He always had a penchant. You know what I mean? For telling you who's who. You know what I mean? There was a couple of individuals that he mentioned us. He said, I couldn't tie that nigga sneaker strings. I ain't gonna mention who that is now. You know what I'm saying? Probably names that you guys never heard of. Maybe some you did. But the point is that he was always very cognizant about telling the story right. You know what I mean? You know, that was important to him, and his story, and chronologically not putting himself where he didn't belong. You know what I mean? So he became a big time, huge guy. And the few guys that was above him, if you mention their name, oh no, I couldn't tie a sneaker string. I couldn't tie. He'd tell you straight up like that. And I love his honesty in that regard. There's one thing about my father, and best puters are gonna laugh. He wasn't giving no nigga credit above him if he didn't deserve it.
That's 1,000% facts, boy. If motherfucker ain't deserve that shit, he was not gonna give it to him. But If he respected motherfucker, he'll tell you in a heartbeat. He's like,
right,
shit,
you know what
that
I'm
nigga
saying?
was all. He'll tell you that motherfucker was all that in the bag of chips. He ain't had no shame in saying that. But somebody who wasn't,
no shame in saying it.
But somebody who wasn't, nah, he ain't doing it.
Yeah, he'll tell you straight up. You know, so that I love that part of it, man. You know, and yeah, we got a lot of history lessons. We got a bunch of stuff on. We got a bunch of stuff on dictaphone, and we're gonna really blow this out the water when we do the. I got like 15 years of him just chopping it up with me on dictaphone, man. Besides what I have in my head, and you know what me and my mom's talked about, and me and some of my family members may have talked about. So it's gonna be crazy when we do this, man. But you know that Charlo Montiel fight was something, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was something. It was something.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't what I expected.
What you thought about it?
He broke his hand though, man. So that, you know, that's
No, it's not. It's not that, man. It's not the fact that he broke his hand. I applaud the brother for gutting the fight out. He won every round. I give him that. But I still say this, man. Maul is a good fighter, bordering on being a great fighter. But Maul is not what they say he is.
Where's Santos at?
I can't say that.
Where's Santos at? Me and Santos talked about this the other day. Yeah. He would be my validation. I told him that fight wasn't going to be no blowout. Like I was hearing some people on these different platforms saying it was going to be a blowout. I told him that. I was like, look, y'all really know boxing. You got to study this shit. I said, that kid is from a boxing family. From his grandfather to his uncle. Y'all don't remember his uncle? His uncle was a fucking 3-time champion. He had a belt for a 10-year period.
Fernando.
For 3 years. Yeah, so
I think he did that to try to get ready for Benavidez.
So what happened is, like I told him, I was like, look, the kid is in Mexico, there's certain legacy boxing families. Because you know Mexico has produced a lot of great champions. His family is one of them. When you become a champion in Mexico, you're held in high regard there. His family is one of those families that got some respect there. His grandfather, who was the first one boxing in their family, his grandfather been in the sport for 50 years, man. That's 50 damn years. That's a long time. You understand what I'm saying? And he produced one of his sons to be a champion, not once, but 3 times.
So he ain't gonna let him get in there, right?
So this kid has a legacy too of boxing. Like if you look at the end of the fight when he lost, he really felt he had a chance to win that shit because he was very disappointed. He was super disappointed. If you look at his face,
yeah, he was
like, yeah, I'm glad y'all saying I showed courage and all that shit and I did the best, but I wasn't here to show courage. I was here to win this shit because that shit is in his bloodline too. You understand what I'm saying? Because he has champion in his family. So he didn't come there. And everybody want to bring up the fact that he had the loss to what's his name? The motherfucker who be ducking Jaime Miguel, who be ducking motherfuckers now. Now look how big that kid's frame is. That fight, he lost that fight at welterweight. As big as his frame is, he lost that fight to him at welterweight. He got caught doing that dumbass switching, which I hate. I hate seeing all that switching when you're not nice like that. If you can't switch and be as devastating from the side that you switching to, then you don't need to be doing that shit. Yeah, that's how he lost that fight. But a lot of guys do that and they not as good from the other side. You don't need to be doing that switching shit. And that's how he lost that fight. And although Jaime Munguia is a good fighter. He ain't no bum because people acting like he got knocked out by Glass Joe from the fucking Mike Tyson video punch out game or some shit. That guy's a good fighter. So I did not expect that was going to be no blowout because I was hearing on different platforms, people like, oh, it's going to be a blowout. He going to knock him out quick. If he go 5 rounds, he'd be lucky. And I was like, niggas is bugging. It's bugging. Y'all bugging. This guy come from a boxing family and all his wins is knockouts. He going to come in there with the thought process in his mind that he's going to try to win. He got a family legacy to try to live up to as well. You understand? He had a legacy to try to live up to, whether y'all believe this shit or not. You understand what I'm saying? When you're a fighter and you come from a fighting family, especially if you had somebody in your family, in your close family, your father, your brothers, or your uncles, or somebody who actually achieved championship, that shit is in is in your sights as something that can be attained by you as well if you should pursue that shit. So that's why he did not. That's why even though he was getting rocked and shit, he wasn't trying to get knocked out.
Best Pews, let me ask you a question. Best Pews. You too, Frank. Y'all watched that fight, right?
Yes.
And y'all saw that kid's skill level. And y'all saw that Maul hit him with everything but the kitchen sink, right? What if that guy had a little bit more pop and the speed of a David Benavidez? And the size.
Jamal Charlo would have boxed it better. He'd have did something different. He wouldn't have been doing.
I didn't ask you because I knew you was gonna make an excuse.
I'm just telling you, that's what it would have been. He wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have. He would have lost. The performance he had Saturday night, he would have got beat. If that was David Benavidez, he would have got beat. Period.
Well, I would have
thought David Benavidez the same damn way either.
Well, you know, I think he's a lot more well-rounded fighter than he may be getting credit for. I think because one thing I got to give him credit for is he got a good jab. I think he should have used it more. I don't think he used it enough in that fight. You understand, to set up his offense, but he does have a good jab when he decides to use it.
No, I get what you're saying. I said that performance Saturday night.
But you know what I think? Because I do think that he fell victim. He fell victim to the hype of, you're gonna blow him out there too, and he was just going in looking for the knockout. You know, so I do think that to me, that's the way he was fighting when he rocked him with them big shots because he was trying to get him out of there.
Let me ask you this: if he fell victim to the hype, right? Whose fault is that?
Oh, that's what fighters do, man. Fighters read, believe it or not, not all fighters is dumb. Some fighters can read the paper too. You know what I'm saying? contrary to popular belief, all pugilists ain't dumb. You know, and some read the paper too and fall for the hype. So I just think that's what it is.
So what
I think he could have. I think he would still would find a way. I think he do. I think he does. I think he does. You know, I think he does. So. And the time when I think we'll see it, I think he does.
Because what we saw Saturday night is not good enough.
You know, because he got hit with some things. And I think the kid Martel would be better if he just stayed his ass in an orthodox stance. Because look, when you switching like that and your feet square, you can't plant your punch. You can't plant your feet right to punch with good power to distribute your punch properly. And he could punch clearly. That's why he got all those knockouts in his victories. But the mistake he's making is that trying to switch shit all the time. You can't do that. You can't.
Well, I would stop him because of the shit he was getting hit with. No.
That too. But that's his style. But that's his style, though. That's his style. Because, like I said, that's the fight he lost to Munguia. That's how he lost. He got caught in that switching shit and got clipped. Yeah. So they need to stop that.
But I think
he would be a better fighter.
Though, huge. I think him switching like that, it kept Jamal Charlo off balance.
No, I don't really think it kept him off balance so much in that Jamal Charlo is a good offensive fighter. And I was telling my son that because I was watching the fight with my son. I was telling him, look, you see all that switching shit? That shit ain't good. Because a good offensive fighter going to hit you either way. What you want to do, especially if you can punch, is make sure you're in a position where you can deliver your punches with the best snap and power. And don't get hit back. Because when you're doing that shit like that and you're not really mastered, you don't really got that shit mastered good like that, you're falling off balance, your feet ain't placed properly, and you're going to be more susceptible to get hit. You understand? When you're fighting some good offensive fighter, because a good offensive fighter is still going to hit you. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what.
A good offensive fighter, time you switch. Because normally when cats do that, they repeat the same rhythm when they do it.
That's right. That's a fact.
Step 1, 2, step over. Step 1, 2, step over. And then you can time that. It's like a speed bag. You can time it.
Hey Frank, do you think he was weight drained? Do you think Jamal had a problem making that weight?
Hell yeah.
Nah. I don't think he was weight training. I'm not saying it didn't have no effect on him. I'm not gonna say that, but I think it had. If you ask him my question, the kid he was fighting, and the fact that he had some resilience. But if you look at him, he didn't want to lose. He wanted to prove. He wanted to show his uncle, his father, his pedigree, his grandfather. That, yo, I'm gonna carry this bloodline. He did everything in his power to achieve that goal. To me, the reason why he fell short, you know what I'm saying, is because Jermall Charlo was a dog. Charlo's a dog. Like, he's not going to just bow down. To me, I'll be honest with you. He was using that fight to get prepared to see how he would match up against Benavidez. Nobody said that yet to me, but I just feel that that's why look at the fights he could have took. I feel like that's why he took that match. And you know what? He found out, you know, that the road could get rough. I mean, if you're gonna get into a firefight like that with Benavidez, it's a little different, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, but
he could have made.
I thought it was a good fight.
I don't think he should move up.
He could have made that fight a whole lot easier.
I really don't think he should move up, bro. I really don't.
He said he's not moving up, but
he said he's gonna stay at 160.
He should. He should, because up there 68.
But the thing about it, though, is he could have made that fight.
Canelo can bring his ass down to 160.
Canelo ain't gonna do that.
He don't want that smoke. He don't want that smoke.
Y'all know it.
He don't want that smoke. He ain't coming back down there. But you know how you know he can still do it? Remember when they mentioned that shit about the possibility of Errol Spence coming to 154? Didn't that motherfucker say he would go do that shit? Didn't they say that shit? See, that's why I know he don't want that smoke. I bet you tomorrow, Errol Spence was announced that he would go to 154. He said he would go down there to make that fucking fight. So that's how I know he ducking motherfuckers. Yeah, he only want the fights that can make him money. He only want the money that
he think Errol's
got a point, nigga.
That's right, because he think that's right. But see, he want to fight for the money. I ain't mad at him, but you know, he fight at this juncture of his career. He fighting for that money. I got into a debate with some motherfucker it was under one of Blue Blood posts, and you know, I was describing what I saw in the Charlo fight, and some motherfucker came on there and said I was delusional. I dug all in his fucking ass, and he ain't have shit to say after that shit. You know what I'm saying? When I put up what I put up, he didn't have shit to say after that shit. Oh, you're delusional. Yeah, all right, delusional. He's nuts.
They love his ass. You know, it's two things they love to say: delusional and fanboy. I'm so sick. Who the hell even made that word up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Fanboy. Get the fuck out of here.
You know,
what the fuck does it mean? What the fuck does it mean?
Fuck out of here. That shit.
All
you know?
Hey, let me chime in real quick because I'm gonna.
Santos. Listen.
But it means somebody who feel comfortable with this face. That's not in front of you, so they feel like they can get away with some shit. That's all. That's what fanboy means.
I gotta listen. OG Santos. I gotta ask this man 15 more questions, man. I normally would have just made it me, him, and Pugilism so I can get these questions off, but I allowed everybody.
I know you gotta go to bed. I gotta go back to bed too. I'm gonna make it quick. I just wanted to holler at the family, Pugilis and his cousin Frank. I've been listening in, man. You know, I didn't drive tonight, and I can't disturb the wifey, so I had to sneak upstairs. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Sheldon, Cal, and Tank, and Mark Nash. I know he was on there earlier. But man, you two are definitely cousins, man. Y'all cadence is the same. And,
hell yeah.
Y'all love that boxing. I heard Preachers ask my name, like, where's Santos? I didn't want to let you down, bro. You know you my dude, man. And I was laying up kind of bad because I went on yesterday. Cousin come in. But I appreciate you being a man of your word, your cousin coming out and letting us know some intel about his family, man. It was pretty G, my man, and I appreciate it. And
thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. If you hope you're gonna be coming around a little bit more often, Frank.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we can talk. You know, we can talk about the sweet science.
Oh man, that's gonna be beautiful, bro. They tell you when I'm in the truck, man. Me and Peter, we hold it down. Me and Tank hold it down. Sometimes Eli's out here. Sometimes my man Sheldon's here. So it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I didn't want to hold Cal up, man. I just want to get a verse in and thank you, brothers, man. And Cal, you know what you mean to me always, bro.
Hey, you make sure you drive tomorrow too.
Man, I hope so, man. Dude quit on him. The driver that brings the stuff up from Memphis, he quit on him. I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but it cost me almost $700, so I ain't really happy about it. But man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, man, go ahead now. Your business, Cal. I was just wanted to drop in and let my man know I was checking things out, and I do appreciate him. It's been wonderful with the show, man. This is great for TBS, man.
This is good shit. This is
great shit. And shout out to you
I
too,
appreciate
Santos.
you brothers for having me, man.
Man, this has been thoroughly enjoyable for us, Big Frank and Best Pugilist, because Best Pugilist a while back. We always have been talking movies and boxing, integrating all of this in together. And he for a while he didn't mention who his uncle was, but he would always mention, well, my uncle this, and he would talk from a certain perspective. And so at least a brother like me, I always I was like, man, this brother he's saying stuff without saying stuff. And then one day he came out and was like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna say who my uncle is. And then went in, and then he was like, and I'm gonna get it.
He didn't even say it was his uncle at first. At first he was just saying my people.
He'd be like, yeah, my people. Then he started saying my uncle, and then all of a sudden,
man, I respect that.
Yeah, man, it was great stuff. And then he was like, forget it, man. I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is and what the real is. And then he was like, and I'm gonna get his son on here too. And man, it was just an enjoyable night so far. It ain't over yet, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just speaking for myself. I like to let people know what it is and where I stand from the jump. And it's been enjoyable for me. So salute to Santos for stepping in. If you're gonna step off, brother, you already know what it is, King. I had to change my avatar just because everybody
I'm gonna go back and lay it down and listen in, continue to listen in. But you guys, great, it's awesome, man. But Cal, man, it's your thing, man. I know you way past your bedtime, and we appreciate you.
I ain't got to be working till 8 a.m. So it's
okay. Beautiful. But yeah, man, thank you, man. I'm gonna get out your way, man, and go lay it down. But Pictures, man, big as big, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's just a little something I could contribute, man. Just a little something I could contribute, man, to what we doing here on this show, man. And like I said, we in Frank,
what brand of Washington tripping, man?
Boy, he don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, he just popped up because he wouldn't listen to it. Nothing that was
brand of tripping, man. Yeah. He got the same story we got in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, man.
It's all good though.
Man. I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna sneak out the back door, man. Y'all stay. I know y'all my brothers, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Same here, man. Good hearing from you.
Damn, man. See, man, I couldn't, man. All the clips that I had, man. Y'all blew up. Huh?
He fell off.
He probably got a phone call, Kyle. He probably got a phone call. He'll be back.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But shit, I'm not, nigga.
Hold on, let me see. Let me find out.
We can get hold of him real quick before you go to bed, then, bro.
Because I just got the call, so I got to shut this shit down. I just got cussed out. So
hold on.
You know how that shit go.
Yeah, man. Listen.
He said, I got the call.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Tank, you live with a woman. When you live with a woman, you gotta do certain things.
That signal go up, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all have a good night, man. Hey, Kyle, you hit me tomorrow, man. We're gonna work that shit out, brother.
Hey, listen, he gotta see me the pictures though. I ain't doing shit without no pictures, bro.
Yeah, well, just hit me when you get them, and then we'll work it out from there. Remember, we got 2.5 days. I leave Thursday at 4:30 from here.
For sure.
I'll be at the airport 2 hours early. All right, man.
All right, we're gonna holler.
Tank.
All right, Sheldon. Be easy, family.
That's OG Sheldon. That be his. He be having that feedback. Since my wife been giving me a laptop, I don't have them problems anymore.
Hey, your setup is real, Kyle. The setup is real.
Yeah, man.
Man, I hope he's able to get back on, bro. Because I was trying to be quiet and not add to that boxing conversation because I was like, man, I could have sworn Kyle said he got some more movie questions.
I had thousands of them, man. God. That's one of my favorite movies, man. I was trying to keep them rolling, man. See, this is why I normally do an interview first and then open it up after. You know what I'm saying?
I was over here mad that I chimed in on the last one I did because he's so thorough that he responds thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? He responds with detail.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just wanted to say that, you know, off top before you get into the rest of your questions. How powerful.
Brandon, that's not what happened, bro. Even in the movie, that ain't what happened.
That's not that. It's how powerful this brother's presence was when he was alive. But yeah, Brandon, you got to watch the replay from the beginning, because there's always secondhand stories. It's kind of like and we got to remember, these are real people, so there are real stories that get convoluted over the years when other people tell them. It's like when and not to stir up a hornet's nest, I'm just using that as an example. Like when people talk about Malcolm X and his relation to the nation, and then you have other people chime in on historical facts, and then those facts be different. You know what I mean? Those facts be different than the narrative.
Even in the movie, they told you, like, even in the movie, they told you he told on all the cops.
Right.
H Money, what's up with it, man?
Yo, it's good. Shout out to my brother, the boxing section. Shout out to Big Tank, man. What's popping?
H Money.
How y'all brothers doing?
Oh man, we was over here enjoying it.
What's going down?
Yo, it's wrong.
Interview.
Oh yeah, y'all talking about the Kevin Cunningham interview?
No, Kyle.
But yeah, Frank Lucas' son. I saw y'all with him.
Yeah. Yo, Kyle, his phone had died, man. I was just trying to call him back. This shit went straight to voicemail. This shit must have died. That shit.
Yeah, we had that shit was good, man. Yeah, because I had y'all niggas don't understand that. I know that movie that's one of my favorite. That's like, I know that movie by fucking heart. You know what I'm saying?
I know you was saying verses to me from that shit,
man. Because my favorite line, I said my favorite line, I say it all the time. The only way to find out is to find out. Man. That was.
Yep. Yeah, word is born.
Hey, did he
ain't got to worry about that.
Did he say that a lot, or that's something they just put in the script?
Nah, that's some of the shit. A lot of those little sayings he really said and shit. Cause see, when Denzel, we would meet him, like we would have meetings. That's when I had my gym at that time, and we would go out, hang out, go out to eat with Denzel and him and a couple other family members and shit. And he would he'd tell Denzel stories and shit about what was going on. So Denzel don't sound like my uncle. In the movie, he don't really sound like him. But what he got is his cadence. He picked up he got Frank's cadence good, down pat. He really got the cadence, because, you know, Uncle Frank talk kind of country / a little bit. Like he still had that little bit of that country way of talking. Denzel wasn't really talking like that in the movie. But what he was doing was he was using Uncle Frank words, and he was using his cadences, the way that he said the word. Like that, my man, and shit like that. Like he really used to say that stuff like that when he talked. He picked up his cadences good, but he didn't really take his voice the way Uncle Frank's voice sounded. He just took more of his cadence and stuff like that. You know, understand what I'm saying? And like I say, like you know, everybody got their view of shit. Cause I don't know who that fucking Brandon Washington is. I say he's putting some bullshit in there.
He always doing some bullshit. He's just a bullshit ass nigga, man.
People don't really know shit. Because my thing would be this, and I'll even ask y'all: did y'all know who my uncle was before that movie came out? Had y'all heard of him?
That's what I was telling Frank. I only knew from the documentaries that I would watch that he was a part of.
That's what I'm saying.
That was it. Nothing.
But I'm saying, because those documentaries came about due to the movie, movies making, because of the movie. Right. Now, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers always got some shit to say about some shit you had no clue about prior to that. You understand what I'm saying? But you knew about Nicky Barnes, right? Y'all knew about Nicky Barnes before you knew about my uncle, right? Before you knew about y'all heard of Nicky Barnes before. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of Nicky Barnes before y'all heard about my Uncle Frank. Yeah. Because most people did. Because he was out there.
He was loud though, that's why.
He was loud. He was out there to the public. So It's a lot of stuff that people don't know. So motherfuckers kill me. Like they always got some shit to say that you didn't know shit about prior to that shit coming out. It's things that we know that really went down. Like I said, that shit was a movie. And that movie was based on, like I told you, that New Yorker magazine shit that he did. That's what that shit was centered around. The version that you saw. Because that's not what Antoine Fuqua was going to do. Antoine Fuqua shit would have been more, a bit more in depth, as much as he could have did, but he would have done more than they did, than Ridley Scott did. Because Ridley Scott made that shit a Hollywood movie. The way that Universal and Brian Glazer and them exactly what they wanted it. That's why he got fired, because he wasn't trying to do what they wanted. Plain and simple. You understand? He was trying to give it that shit, make it a more balanced, because he knew more information that he wanted to put into the film that needed to be known, because people didn't really know. People didn't really know about Uncle Frank like that, because he wasn't just Big Frank wasn't just a regular like type of drug dealer. He was a fucking the higher level of that shit. Like he wasn't just, he was the go-to in between. Those other motherfuckers, for that short period of time that he did that shit, they was getting that shit from him, including them white motherfuckers. So, and he had to deal with all that shit. Like these are the things that he had to face with. All his enemies, you got enemies all across the board, and most of which was white at that time. That's powerful, that was powerful people. We find out a lot of things about things that y'all don't even know. Like for instance, he even told us about Puff Father, like Puffy, because Puff Father was a live dude. He said Puff Father was a live. He said that was one of his mans, Puff Father. He said that was one of the realest dudes he knew out there in the streets doing that shit. He's like, no. When he found out that Puffy, when he heard his name Combs, he's like, Combs, is that such and such? And he mentioned his name. And I was like, yeah, that's his father. He was like, oh yeah, that was his man. He was telling the story. He said Puff Father bailed him out of jail a couple of times and everything. He said he was a thorough, real dude, but they killed him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that people don't know. But the movie is that's why whenever you see that shit, it's based on actual events, but it ain't necessarily the true, absolute, true depiction of what happened and shit is. It's some bullshit.
Cal, I'm sorry, Bess. Put that comment back up, Cal. Shout out to my brother Eli Zachary Talks Everything. Brandon Washington, you should beam in respectfully, fam. Have a respectable conversation. History is history, and these are just present day conversations. Yeah, beam in, bro. Don't be a chat warrior, bro.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know that was your uncle, though, bro. I didn't know that was your uncle.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But I know Kyle's a big fan of this shit. Was a big fan, and that day we had that discussion.
That's how. Hey, listen. I was saying the movie so fucking much that he was like, man, let me just tell this nigga, man, it's my uncle and shit. That's how it happened. We talked because it was between American Gangster and the Godfather of Harlem. Them my shits, man.
Those that's done from another perspective of because the brother, we know the brother. I think I told y'all the brother that's writing that show, that wrote that show. He's actually one of the actors on this show. He's from my hood too. I wasn't cool with him like that. He close to Father MC. And that Father MC was my dude. I told you my cousin G was his original DJ. Like when he did the first songs you see of Father MC, like his first video, the big light skinned kid in the video. That's my cousin G. Now, the dude that wrote that, the brother that wrote that, like he's friends with like my other cousin Ty and Frank. They good. They went with him because they went to the school with him. I went to Beach Channel. They went to Far Rock High. And he went to school with them. I didn't go to school with them down there because I'm a little older than them. So they know him, man. Dude, apparently he had a relationship with Bumpy Johnson's daughter. So that's the perspective that you see in the movie from. He was close with her. And so a lot of what you're seeing is, I guess, what he got from her and stuff like that. So, but what Tank did say I thought was a pretty interesting take on what could possibly happen. But you know, I didn't want to say too much about that, about what, you know, we got going on in that, because, you know, I didn't want to, you know, it's really not my place to say what he got going on with that stuff behind the scenes. But, you know, he let y'all know a little bit of it, because we do got some things in the works that he's been working on, you know, with some scripts and some different things that he's trying to put together. And he's been in talks with some people, you know, so he's just trying to do it right, because a lot of things that went down with that movie with Universal, it was a lot. That's why he said he wanted to make sure the deals is done better.
Right.
Hell yeah.
And that's why I was like, man, I have been waiting for you to bring him in so I can ask him just that one very thing, because I'm into like with me and the way I think of like producing in terms of TV and film is continuity is important, and that's why I wanted to and then that's why I wanted to make sure that he understood what I was saying in my perspective, but also like he did and like you're doing, is careful not to let the cat out the bag, because they always listening. You know what I mean? They got people all over the place that's always listening, and you always have to make sure you hold certain things close to the vest. And I just wanted to, you know, whatever he could share in terms of that, I just wanted to, and then plant that seed in case there was anything that I could plant that hadn't been. You know what I mean? Like that. So that's why I wanted to ask the question that way.
Yeah,
that's why
I like that.
And that's why I wanted to stick to the movie. You see what I'm saying? So that way, everything in the movie, we could have. I just wanted to see what was true and what was false. Dig a little deeper into certain situations that we already knew about. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't want to add nothing new. I want to talk about something we already knew that we can get better details on.
No doubt. Yeah, but
Can't wait till the
so
part
there's
two.
some things in the works. There's some things in the works, but it'll be more based on his actual life, not just that little thing. And it, you know, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at, you know, a series type thing, because, you know, I can see, you know, y'all my bros. I can tell y'all like it is. Like as far as like with the American Gangster movie, like Uncle Frank got a certain amount of money out of that shit. But that deal, see, one thing about my Uncle Frank was he always had that mentality of a certain way, like, y'all can't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to tell yo, Frank, yo, this ain't fucking 1975, man. You dealing with Hollywood, you got to deal with these motherfuckers differently. And he's like, oh, y'all niggas can't tell me shit. I'm Frank Lucas, shit, type that shit. He had that shit. He had that shit to his dying day, yo. Like, y'all can't tell me shit. I'm Frank Lucas. Like, y'all can't tell me shit. So we trying to tell him, yo, this ain't your fucking days. Like when you was doing what you was doing. Like, you know, this Hollywood, this a lot of money that these people dealing on some different level shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so you got to try to make sure you can get all you can get out of that, because they're going to make money off of this shit when you dead and gone.
Regardless.
You know? So it was that type of thing with him, you know? And it was like, it was a lot of times, it was, you know, we had that battle with him and shit. So that's why Frank was like, he want to make sure, like, this, when they come to this shit, like, nah, motherfucker, everybody, we going to get the proper due all across the board. You know, not that up front and this and that. It's going to be, you're going to make sure that there's residual fucking funds coming out of this shit for years to come. You know, for the story that we looking to tell. You know,
I'm mad I didn't get to touch on that the situation with Willie Mae's daughter. I'm really mad about that.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah.
I was shocked to do a part 2 to the interview. That's all.
Damn. I was shocked.
That's all
I was shocked when I found out about that shit too. You know, when he, you know, he's telling the stories about that shit. It's a lot of stuff, man. That he fucking women, famous women, because like Pam Grier, he messed with her. You know, for a while. He talked about her in a good way. He always talked about her in a very good way and shit. But yeah, Willie Mae's daughter, they dealt and shit. He always has a lot of ill stories, man. A lot of those great people, man. He was telling these stories and he'd be like, damn, wow, okay. Very interesting.
You black that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Niggas, take out the fucking sunglasses. But take out the goddamn sunglasses. The thing and shit, man. That's my fucking movie, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say Denzel might not have had his voice like that down packed, but he had his cadences, because that's how he was. Like his cadences, like, because he talked like Come here, boy. Come here, Frankie. Because he'll call Frankie. He'll be like, Frankie, get your black ass over here, boy. You hear me calling you. Be like, damn, Dad, chill, man. Get your ass over here. Like, he got this way about him, man. That shit giving me chills thinking about that shit now, man. He had this way about him, man. And even in that fucking wheelchair, you still feel like, I don't know, man. He just had this harsh ass edge to him.
That was like, voice though, bro. You got his voice because I like the documentaries. You know what I'm saying? So I hear him talk. I know exactly how Frank Lucas sounds. Like I love the movie, but I love the documentaries more to hear him talk. You know what I mean? In his mannerisms. So I picture all that stuff, man. I'm over here laughing with the mic on mute.
Yeah, he would bark on us and shit. Ask him to get, because you know when we started getting little teenagers and shit, you know, I'm a little ahead of them. We got like knowledge of self, getting guard body and that shit. You know, he country, so he eat pork and all that shit. We like, you ain't eating that shit. And he's like, get y'all ass, go y'all ass to the store and go pick me up this and I want them hog money. Like, I ain't touching that shit. He's like, boy, don't make me get over here and knock your ass out. Like he harsh like that. Like he the type of motherfucker we be fighting and shit. He'll say some crazy shit like yo, man. He'll say some crazy shit like he'll say some crazy shit like that. Like, but don't make me get over and knock your ass out. You know? And shit like that. Like he'll be like, when y'all fighting, now we family, and you know, you're a family, you know, young boys, we be fighting and shit sometimes. And you know, Frank a little younger than me, so he'll come be fighting and shit, and he'll be like, bro, whining a little bit and shit. And he'd be like, yo, they such and such, such and such. And he'd be like, take your ass up, boy, you better take your ass over there. You better learn how to fight, and you better fucking finish him. You hear what I'm saying? God damn it. Like hard shit like that. You're like, God damn, Frank. Fuck, you trying to kill a motherfucking kid?
Hey, Twan, hop on, man. Hop on, man. Let me put this link in the chat real quick. Hold on, man. I gotta shout out the homie, man. Eli Zachary. Damn it. Man, I don't know why don't we get no notifications to my Cash App, man. But shout out to my dog, Eli Zachary, man. Shout out to you, big dog. Appreciate you, man.
Shit, my shit dying, man. I gotta my shit about to break the dust, man.
Man, appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, no doubt, my man Mark Nash.
Yes, indeed.
Shit, y'all, my phone dying, man. I'm gonna have to fucking get off this shit soon, cause
we got
this stream y'all killing my shit.
Stream y'all killing my shit. Minutes, but if whoever want to hop on can hop on. But
yeah, cause my stream, I'm about to get off, man. Cause the stream y'all killing my battery.
I got you. We're gonna catch up tomorrow for sure. No question.
All love, all the time, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Hop on,
Good talking to y'all.
Get out of here. Yeah,
great talking with y'all, man.
Dude, where's Sento at today? Where's Sento at tonight? Where my brother?
Sento's he wasn't driving tonight. He got on for a quick second, but he had to go to sleep, man. You know his wife, man. She ain't playing that shit, man. She ain't playing that YouTube shit tonight. Neither was you know. Yeah. So they asked to get the hell off this shit.
No doubt. Yeah, shout out to my brother though, DJ in the chat, man. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to my boy Reggie Owens in the chat, man. What's good?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to all the brothers in the chat, Reggie Owens, DJ, everybody, man. Shout out to, you know, H Money on the panel, my brother Tank, and of course my cool brother Kyle. You know, it was great, man. I'm glad I was able to help you make that happen a little bit, man, for you tonight.
That was special. You know? Listen,
you know.
That was one of my bucket list. That was one of my bucket list things, man. Was to meet Frank Lucas, but being able to meet his son, man, is just as powerful. We got just as much information. You know what I'm saying? It was like we was talking to Frank Lucas, man. I'm telling you, like I felt, that shit was good, man. I know I'm gonna have a chance to ask, but I'm only gonna ask him. See, the thing is, I'm not gonna ask him these things unless. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, no doubt.
It was movie Monday and shit. So that's why I was. But if we just on a regular, I'm not gonna bring it up if it's just on a regular. So that's why I was trying to get all these questions out today. So that way I ain't gotta ask them again. You know what I'm saying? I could just take these things and keep it going.
You got your questions written down, don't you, Kyle?
Hell no, I mean I ain't in my head, boy. I know that movie.
Okay, well look. Anyways, you either way, you can do like a part 2 and just do it like you were saying when you was telling me before how you want to do it just without the panel so you don't get sidetracked. You know what I mean? And you can get all your shit
getting
off.
sidetracked. I was allowing other people to talk I thought
that's what I mean by sidetrack. Not you personally, but like it taking up the time for you to answer. I mean, for you to ask the question that you want to ask because other people is chiming in. You know what I mean? Because I would love to hear your questions. Being as I know if it was me, because there are certain movies and projects that I'm a fan of. That if I had the opportunity to talk to some of the real life people that knew the real life stories on them, I would love to answer certain questions, and I don't want to get I'm calling it sidetrack, but interrupted by other people's chiming in. But I would love for you to get your questions off and hear the stories behind those things, because man, this brother Frank is sharp, man. He's sharp, and I expected nothing less because, like I was saying, Best Pugilist is sharp. So I'm just sitting here looking at the whole dynamic of cousins, and I'm just looking at the whole thing, bro. Man, this shit was dope.
That shit was amazing.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad y'all. It's just a little something I could contribute, man. It ain't much, but it's something that I could actually contribute outside the boxing, outside of the boxing rhetoric that's actually a part of my life. So that I was able to share with y'all. So, I figured I could do it since y'all actually had touched on the topic anyway on your own. So since it was actually connected to me in an actual way, in my actual life, I figured, fuck it, y'all
so
my bros.
Y'all got the same mom.
So y'all say bro.
Side?
Yeah, on the mom's side.
So y'all moms and sisters.
Moms, the mom's side. That's how we get connected. And it's like crazy because like I said, because a lot of this shit I found out about Uncle Frank, I didn't find out until much later. I didn't know a lot of this shit when I was a little kid around him. This shit I found out later. Later in my life about exactly who and what he was and what his life was like and what he did. Yeah. And that's why I said I just knew he just was a harsh ass uncle to be around. Scary motherfucker. Yeah, that's all I knew.
Yeah, I got. Well, once I get a chance, because I want to. It's a lot of the things I wanted to go in depth in, man.
I can't wait.
But niggas got to talk about everything but the damn movie and shit.
Yeah, I can't wait till you get your shit in, and shout out to Best Pugilist for trusting you with his family and those things, because that's not something that you just do. You know what I mean? That take a lot of love and trust to bring him on the panel, knowing what is going to come of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all good. Like, it is what it is.
A lot about him.
Nah, it is what it is. We done heard all the shit, We done heard it all and been there and done that. Y'all my bros, man, with this shit. Y'all my bros, so y'all ain't gonna. We done heard it all. All the stories and the speculation, all that little shit. So it is what it is. Part of the program. But like you said, we real people, man. So we try to give y'all, give y'all some insight to what really was, and let y'all have a little clue as to the realities of some of that stuff. That we can actually share with y'all, so y'all actually know as well, not just what they selling to y'all in the media. So y'all can get a perspective, and then y'all hear it, and y'all make y'all judgment on this shit. Like y'all got a right to do.
Sure.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to get off, man, because this shit about to finally bite the dust, man. But like I said, I'm gonna chop it up with y'all later on the boxing section, on some boxing stuff. And I guess if he's free, yeah, no doubt. I appreciate y'all too. And if he's free, I told him he's welcome to come on the boxing session now.
Yeah,
so,
anytime. We ain't got to talk about. We ain't got to talk about nothing else but boxing if you don't want to.
Y'all know we can do
that. Tank, if you feel like staying on, you can stay on. Of course, H Money, nigga. You already know how we get in.
Yeah, man. Hey, I just want to talk about this
a little bit more.
I'm sorry.
I gotta get up early in the morning though.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to talk about.
All right, brothers. Peace
out, bro.
Y'all stay safe.
I gotta do something for my pops in the morning, early. But I can stay on for a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the panel. I'm sorry. I just want to talk about the upcoming schedule in boxing, like how the PBC is on fire right now. Like, you look at Top Rank, what they doing. You look at what the PBC they doing. You got Mario Barrios versus Tank on pay-per-view. We got Erickson Lubin versus Jason Rosario. And even on Top Rank this Saturday, Lomachenko versus Nakatani, which is another good fight. And I mean, I feel like the zone need to step it up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Like on PBC, you got Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury 3, Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano for Undisputed. And I'm looking on the DAZN schedule, and all I see is Jojo Diaz, Javier Fortuna. That's a good fight, but it's like the PBC really, they really bringing boxing back and even Top Rank, So I feel like, DAZN got to step it up a little bit. That's all. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend's fights. There's a lot of heavy implications to the outcomes of these fights. Mario Barrios and Gervonta Davis, being that Gervonta's moving up to 140, and the fight you just brought up, Lomachenko versus Nakatani, the heavy implications of that, as at the 135-pound division, as well as Fortuna versus Diaz. You know what I'm saying? The implications of the outcome of that. So you're right. There's some good fights, not only in terms of the matchups, but the implications that come from the matchups. Even when you're dealing with the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, because after that, I believe that the WBO ordered Joshua versus Usyk, and between these four guys, we're going to eventually get an undisputed heavyweight fight at some point down the line, based off these implications. But go ahead, Kyle. I see you got a little E up there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you already know, man. Like in the words of the great philosopher, Lil E, I want y'all to breathe air and live life, man. It's always a treat and prayers me. Thank y'all for breaking bread with me. We're gonna talk tomorrow. We're gonna chop it up tomorrow. We're gonna have a good time, man. I'm excited, man. I'm really, 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 really excited, man. This is a great episode, man. Thank y'all boys for coming through, man, and kicking it with your boy. Thank God, man. I gotta be up until 7:30, so I gotta get a couple hours in. You know what I mean? So appreciate y'all, man. H Money, you already know what it is, man. We had a hell of a stream last night. Glad I was able to stop through there and kick it with you for a second.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You keep bringing that smoke too, man. He coming through, bringing the smoke like you've been doing. I appreciate it, Kyle, man. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the big fights, man. I am the new Don King of boxing. I am the next Don King. I am.
So you got the promotional company popping off, huh?
Yeah, man. We got fighters, Devin Haney, Lolo. You dig? We got plenty of fighters, man. And yeah, man, we just trying to bring boxing back, man. And Don King is the greatest promoter in the history of boxing. A man that was in the streets. He actually killed two people. He never went to college, but he educated himself in the penitentiary. And he outsmarted, Jewish lawyers who graduated from Harvard. You know what I mean? Talking about Bob Arum. Now, that's what Don King did. He made the biggest fights in boxing. The Rumble in the Jungle, the Thriller in Manila. He made undisputed champions like Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Corey Spinks. You talk about Bernard Hopkins. Don King put on the best fights in boxing history. And people say, oh, Don King cheated fighters, but so did the white promoters. They cheated fighters too. So shout out to Don King, man.
But he gave the fans what we wanted, though.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Memorable fights that we remember to this day. Salute to my brother L00 in the building. I see you in the chat.
For sure.
I see you in here, L.
Man, we're gonna chop it up soon and very, very soon. H Money, man. You don't come on like you used to, but
yeah, because I don't want to bring too much heat to the panel. I know there's a lot of smoke out here. People mad at me. Oh, I just want to respect the platform, like Tank told me. So that's what I'm trying to do. So it is what it is, man. I just can't wait for this Wilder and Fury fight, so it could all be over with, man. That's all, man, and we could get back to normal. I think after that.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, man.
It's funny as a dude, man. We all gotta relax. You know what I mean? Let people talk about boxing from their perspective. But at the same time, be as respectable as you can be. That goes for all of us, including myself. When we talk about these guys, that's all I ask. But like H Money said, we got to keep the energy right. At the end of the day, whether you rock with Wilder or whether you rock with Fury, you have to know that Fury and Wilder are doing this for a greater thing beyond themselves, and they have families, they have kids, they have wives, and they have people that rely on them to do well in the sport. So, you know what I'm saying? I look at stuff differently, and I have my own perspectives. So I try not to get caught up in a lot of the energy that can come from having favorite fighters and things like that, because I know, you know what I mean, when I talk to fighters in person, offline, I talk to trainers and these people that are involved in and offline, and I get to hear their story, their real story, and then I hear the fans talk about them. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhat bothersome because I hear what they talking about. Just like Kyle, just like H Money, y'all talk to the boxer. Y'all know what's going on with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Durant Ennis, whether it's Devin Haney, you know, y'all know what's going on in the real lives and what they really are doing this for. So I kind of steer away from getting too personal and calling guys bitches and punks and ducks and all this kind of stuff. I just kind of leave that where it's at, and I try to stick to the sweet science of it and talk about the boxing aspect, because I think that's what we all agree on is these guys are putting on some entertaining bouts, or they try to, for our entertainment, for as long as they're physically able to do so. But, you know what I'm saying, with that, that's just my stance on it. And I like to go to, I really do like to go to platforms. I don't go to many platforms. I like to go to the ones where I can speak my perspective without getting stepped on, and the reason I say it that way is because I don't think that I'm built for the internet. You know what I mean? I get long-winded and I talk too much, and I'm self-aware in that way. And I know on the internet, a lot of guys like to go back and forth and hear one or two things that you say, and they want to comment on that one or two things before you get an entire point across. And if you do that, then they say you're using too many words and things like that. So I kind of steer away from getting on. You know, that's why I don't beam in on the barbershop and H Money show and a bunch of other shows too often, because I like the way those shows flow, the way they work. And I come to the boxing section or Reggie Owens channel because I know, or Mark Nash, because I know they know I'm gonna talk long and forever, and they let me get my shit off. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I still love all of the platforms that I go on to, and go onto the panel or not. But I make sure that I send my brother H Money the love that he deserves. I make sure I send my brother Fred and DB on the barbershop the love that they deserve, and I hit them on the cash apps when I can. You know what I'm saying? I rock with my brother Champ Side, because without him I wouldn't even be online dealing with any of y'all, because it was him that I followed online. So you know, I have a bunch of different people who I support, and a lot of you guys don't support each other, and you don't have to, because you have your own perspectives and your own stances. So, you know, I really salute everybody that's out here, man, and how y'all do your own thing.
Hey, Tank, I gotta tell you something.
Go ahead.
You know how you be long-winded, right? I be hoping you join the panel sometimes so I can go run and go do something else. You know what I mean? It'd be times where I'd be like, man, I hope this nigga Tank about to start talking so I can go run and go give me something to eat real quick and something to drink.
Hold it down real quick.
I know you're gonna be a while.
Yeah, man. It's just like being self-aware, man. I guess you can call it like partly a character flaw, but I try to keep it. At least I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people agree or disagree,
I'm trying to get down to you next week though. For the Chris Cobra fight, so we're going to try to figure something out.
Yeah, we might. Let me know though, because I got to run some stuff from my pops. So I got to check my availability too.
Let me know.
He got some stuff he's working on.
Yeah.
So I got to make myself available. Just, you know, you only get one set of parents if you're lucky.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, man.
All love, bro.
Well, I want to say one thing before we head out, man.
Go ahead.
I see DJ had asked a question in the chat. DJ had asked, he said something about Jojo Diaz versus Javier Fortuna. Is that a title eliminator? WBC title eliminator? Yeah, it is. So the winner will become the mandatory to face Devin Haney. You know, so yeah, they fighting to become the mandatory to face Devin Haney. I think I'm going with Jojo Diaz in that fight. I think JoJo Diaz is gonna win. I know Javier Fortuna, he's a very tough fighter. He's a very dirty fighter, but I seen him get knocked out before by Jason Sosa. He also was getting beat up by Adrian Granados. He faked the injury, you know, and he got beat by Robert Easter. I think JoJo Diaz is gonna win that fight because Javier Fortuna, like I said, he's a dirty fighter, and JoJo Diaz is a dirty fighter. And I think Javier Fortuna might try to use some of those dirty tactics with JoJo Diaz. And I feel like JoJo Diaz, he's going to get dirty with him. And I think, you know, Javier Fortuna is going to fold. Once JoJo Diaz gets dirty with him, you know, the bully gets bullied, he going to fold, man, you know. And I want to say Coach Kevin Cunningham, he made a great point. He said that if Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury in his third fight, he said Deontay Wilder will be the biggest thing in boxing. So, I mean, if Wilder comes back and he wins, he will be the biggest thing in boxing, but I don't see it happening. You know what I mean? That's all I had to say. Appreciate my brothers, man.
I knew you was going to think that in
there. I know I had to be real because Coach is right. If Wilder wins that fight, Wilder be the biggest fucking thing in the sport. But he got to win, though.
Make a good point when he said that. H Money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, he's right about that.
Hey, can I say something about H Money's point too on JoJo Diaz real quick before we jump out of here?
Man, I was supposed to be gone 10 minutes ago now, niggas.
I'm with you, dog. I'm gonna be right behind you because I gotta get up early too. But yeah, he was right. I love his breakdown of the JoJo Diaz versus Javier Fortuna fight because I look at it the same way. And the only thing that I want to add to what H Money said is that I think that even though JoJo can go in the gutter with him, the other thing is I think that if it became a technical thing, JoJo has better technical skills than Javier Fortuna. So he can mix it up a little bit different. So he has more in his toolbox, and so that's why I'm leaning towards JoJo Diaz. So yeah, that's a title eliminator I look forward to. But everybody, peace, man. Like this video. Subscribe to the boxing section. Go over to H Money Boxing. Subscribe to H Money Boxing, and you already know what it is. I'm Tank Obadiah, the Sweet Science Examiner. Come over here. Go to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at the Sweet Science Examiner and on YouTube at the Sweet Science Examiner. Peace and blessings. Everybody stay safe out there.
For sure. I'm at 632 now, so we almost to 1,000. Yeah, I get to 1,000. I'm buying something else irresponsible. But shout out to the boxing section. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Shout out to the boxing section. Love you, bro, man. Always love, King. Be safe.
You already know what it is, Big Tank. So we're gonna link up, man. Let's hit the outro.
Later.
Let me hit the outro real quick, man.
Play that music. Salute to everybody in the chat. Everybody listening on the replay as well. I see y'all came in deep tonight.
Move this thing on up. Man, I don't know what the hell. There we go.
Yeah, DJ said I can never hate somebody for being themselves. Man, how could you? Just be yourselves, man. Don't be who I want you to be, and I'm not going to be who you want me to be at all times.
Oh, here we go.
Real talk.
Let me get this.
And shout out to my brother Mark Nash, too. I forgot Mark Nash.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
y'all
Mark.
Go listen to that Edith. That Edith is fire.
Man, definitely.
Every day I try harder. Woo!
Definitely.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is do the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always do the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.